Teabag has a
That was the guy.
Magic shop.
No, the little blue one is the guy.
Huh? No, I changed it
It's
around.
a Tabaxi Rogue.
I didn't have his.
Or Tabaxi Monk.
I didn't have hers, and I didn't have Dwayne's.
Hey,
Those people are all down.
They're fucked up.
Okay.
So this is.
But the
this
bad
is
guy was the
you,
blue chest
I'm
piece.
down.
Dwayne's down.
Deshara's down.
I'm gonna be whatever the hell.
Dwayne was laying on the ground back over there.
So this will be Dwayne because
No. Stop.
This is the guy that's fighting me.
That's Fleur
Give
de
me
Lis.
Dwayne.
That's Dwayne.
There's Dwayne.
Dwayne's on the horse.
That's me.
That's Cabbage.
Cabbage, that's Dwayne. And Gabby's out here
Yes.
in the foyer with all of our money.
Where's your mini?
I don't. It's normally the one I share with Dwayne. It's like a little.
Oh, so he has both of them.
Probably.
Okay.
So now she's a mech.
Yeah. No, she's a mech warrior.
Correct, she's got the range.
It says where my thing is. Okay, there it is.
Alright, we're good.
We're good.
Your face.
You're down!
All right.
Yes, alright. So.
Okay. Everybody's dead.
Gabby, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh god. How long ago was this perception check? Oh no.
I am out of practice. Didn't even have my eyes out. What's wrong with me?
Bush League.
When the
Push over.
moon
Amateur.
hits your eye.
Like a big pizza pie?
That's the one.
Is it more it?
Amarone.
I don't want the moon in my
19.
eye.
19.
Seems
Okay.
greedy.
As you were standing in this pathway that's carved into the quarry located in Fireship, standing beneath these cliffs of rock that look to be like Damascus steel,
Okay.
silver gray color with lines of black running through them. You're standing just casually outside this open door, outside this foyer. You watched your compatriots go in just a few moments ago. Hovering in the sky above the city, you see that cloud castle with the comedy and tragedy masks
Yes.
on top of it. And you notice a flock of 9 large vultures fly up to it and land.
Do I recognize these vultures?
Make just a straight up intelligence
Well, it's
check.
Tommy, Johnny, Billy, Timmy.
So be happy. Grumpy. Don't be.
Just straight up intelligence?
Just straight up intelligence
I
check.
know I don't have it.
Roll and add your intelligence modifier.
We're at 9 now.
Is it negative? No, it's not. 9.
9.
Well, I got it.
You think you've seen giant vultures before? Yeah. You've seen
Oh,
giant
trying to name the dwarves.
I like that. You've seen vultures.
As that's happening, you
recognize
see
them as vultures.
spiraling down out of the sky and landing in front of you. It's a dead dove, gray in color, with a mottled pattern on its chest, like 2 scales, like you would see someone using in a marketplace.
Okay.
And clutched in its, I don't think doves have talons, but in its feet, is what appears to be a small branch from a yew tree. That's why EW.
Not EWE.
Instinctively, as you reach down and you lift up this bird, you get a feeling of distress, almost like something is telling you that your compatriots are in danger.
Okay.
So you turn and look behind you in the foyer. You know that they have handed you all of their money because they gave you their money and a lot of their travel bags and stuff like that right before they walked through
We're
the door
about
on
to
the
get
left.
fucking robbed, y'all.
Take the money and run, girl.
What would you like to do?
Okay, so I know they're in trouble. And
You're holding
So
this
what's
bird
so
in
they're
one
just-
hand, the yew branch in the
and
other.
where did it come from? It just dead? Fell
It
out of
just
the
fell out of the
sky?
sky.
It doesn't look like
It's a dove. That's where they normally hang out.
Okay, it just seems like it did it like
Actually,
fall
they
from
said
the
that
from like
building.
it had a trajectory from the floating.
No, not from the castle.
Unless it's a
Okay.
John Woo film.
That's over yonder.
Okay. All right. Oh my god.
Yeah. The castle is probably
On a hypotenuse.
somewhere between 700 to 800 yards away.
Fantastic. Okay, sweet.
I have to give him a girl. Ah, Trevor.
The lazy finger.
Yeah,
So have I heard anything from inside, or I just,
I can't.
grinding noises. You've heard lots of grinding noises.
okay, and do I have?
Like machinery, not like strippers.
Okay. When.
You hear it. And now on stage 2, cinnamon.
My name is Diamond.
Oh my God, you guys look like so much fun.
Okay, and I know how do they get in?
You know that they went through the door there on the left
Mhm.
after they handed you all of their money, and they just kind of dropped into the sand.
Okay. And,
It was kind of a quick thing, you know, like Bobble ran up to you and just like pushed his bags into your hand and said, hey, hang on to these, keep them safe. Then everybody kind of one by one just came up and either handed you their money or their travel stash.
this really happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I went first. And then,
Okay.
So I didn't have that much money, and then
There's
Bobble, and then these fools.
the inscription on the, tell her the inscription.
Oh, and
on
the inscription on the door says, it is the lowly beggar that can go at where he pleases unseen.
Okay. Okay, and were the doors open, or was there something that?
Door's still closed.
Okay, did I
They've
hear?
like dropped down into the sand.
We gave you the money, then we dropped into the sand that's in front of the door,
Okay.
and you never saw us again.
Oh, so I get it. They had to, they felt like they had to give me their money and not have any money in order to drop down into the sand. Okay, all right.
That's why I married her, ladies and gentlemen.
So that means,
That was it?
This,
Okay, cool.
That's it.
okay,
this can either,
um,
like, straight up, she can just take off like 30,000 gold right now.
or I
She's
can
known us
just
for
like
a week.
literally stop it, you know, just put it on the ground. Have I seen any movement?
That's what I'm talking about.
Have I seen any movement around
Put it
the?
on the ground.
With the
she goes
19
down,
perception,
come back out.
no, you guys have killed everybody who's moving around.
Okay, and around me, even though there are the 7 giant vultures that landed on the cloud castle, does
Yeah,
it seem like it's
that's like
moving or
800 yards away from you. It's just been hovering there.
Okay, do I perceive any threat or anything? Do they seem like they're in tune to what is going on with us at all?
Mm.
Okay.
The minds of giant vultures are inscrutable.
You would know this because you've seen a few.
Speak with them.
No,
Sorry, speak with birds.
no,
And Erica for a pet.
none of those things.
Kenku.
Something with regards to illusionary magic. Okay,
I'm in danger.
all right, so.
My next D&D character is going to be Gnome Ralph Wiggum. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, so a 5-foot box, I've got minor illusion.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to, well, first of all, I'm gonna try to walk over the sand, holding everything, like, that I have, and then see if anything, if I'm able to, like.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Tastes like grandma. His dad tries to write, this does taste like grandma. This is just the worst series of lines ever. Right, Ralphie, this does taste like grandma.
If you make Ralph, I'm fucking gonna play absurd.
Okay. I've been trying to figure out a way to sneak him into a campaign.
I am absurd.
Nice.
What's absurd?
9, you take 5 points of electricity damage as all of the coins in the bags begin to glow and an electrical current pulses into your tiny little gnomish body.
Did we, sleep up
Nope.
before this? Okay.
Definitely not.
We're doing this on hard mode.
It's been a little rough.
Wait, okay, all right, now going back to the whole minor illusion
Definitely
business.
chafing.
I will cast,
I did not use my gold bond.
all right, so I did go ahead and use, that means I did have 2, first level spells.
Minor illusion should be a cantrip.
Minor illusion is a cantrip. I'm just nervous to talk, thinking out loud. All right, so I'm gonna take all of our belongings, all of our good stuff, and I'm going to just put it in a corner, and I'm gonna minor illusion like invisibility or something, so it looks like it blends in with the surroundings.
Okay, you have to create something over it.
Okay.
So you have to create an
Can't.
obstacle.
Shut up.
So I create
not
what
there.
looks like.
What were you about to say?
The same thing he said.
I can't help you that much. I mean, you
No,
guys
you're
That's why
fine.
we can't say we're not there. Help her.
So
It's
what?
metagaming.
So what in within the area? I know there were some barrels, and weren't there like people were like taking wheelbarrows and things like that back and forth?
That was all outside. Here in the
Okay.
foyer, it's a smooth stone walls that look like the same Damascus steel.
Mhm.
There's two small benches in the middle
Mhm.
between the doors, plaques on the walls. Otherwise, this room is relatively sparse, other than it appears that there's an umbrella holder in the corner.
It's outside pan.
Um,
One of Tom's real good.
okay, I'm going to make it look like,
Someone who's hunting radiant
just
on
another
purpose.
bench over in one of the
Another
areas.
bench,
Yeah.
okay? And all of a sudden, it looks like there's a bench
And he has, like, two different
over
ones.
all of your possessions.
No, but they're.
What?
I want it to look like there is empty space or something else.
Yeah, you'd need something like major image for that.
Okay.
How long does, nice, are you kidding me? How many times you watch that series?
I fucking love that series.
I watched it like 3 or 4
Unless you wanted to just make it appear
Well,
like,
like,
I'll help you.
I've had some
You
fun
wanna
with
just
it.
make it appear like there's a box
Like, when
there
Barney's not
that
as bad, but
covers
just
up
had
and
one relevant
occludes
countries in that one.
your possessions?
That's
Or
possible.
like a giant
I
fish
didn't
tank?
think about that.
It's completely possible.
But I love Barney.
I get it, but like, it could be exaggerated. His book is awesome,
Yes.
and his job.
So what is the nature of the building that we're entering?
It is the laboratory, or the atelier, the magical workspace of the famous Professor Greel, who has been explained to you was once a research professor. Bobble was seemed to be familiar with who he was from his days. in
Mad
magic.
scientist, but arcane style.
Yeah.
Dwayne's not gonna get to talk to him.
Okay, I'm gonna make it look like just a large urn with ashes in it.
A large urn with ashes in it.
So it's just gonna be a large urn that is encompassing the space where our belongings are. So
Okay.
it looks like, so they're occluded.
Is there anything like on the urn, any inscriptions or anything like that, designs?
There's ashes.
Nope. Okay.
There's ashes. Just want it to look nondescript and uninteresting.
Perfectly nondescript ceremony funeral urn in a foyer.
Like some sort
Yes.
of, like, I don't know.
Is that
Fine.
not where you keep your dad?
Fine, exactly, yep. No, here lies mom. That's
Here lies
cool.
mom.
Yeah.
Okay, you throw it on there.
Super.
Takes you a moment, you pull at the strings,
And
you
I
form
jump
the
in
image.
I jump in the
Okay,
sand.
you go through that left door, and you disappear,
Is that where they went?
yes.
Okay.
You disappear into the sand, and you emerge on the other side of the door. And it takes a second, your night vision kind of rolls over to the dim light. And you can see ahead of you, there are several bodies scattered about this corridor. They all seem
This
to be,
corridor.
this corridor. They all seem to be wearing white lab coats. One of them, that's directly in front of you, appears to have had his head bashed against the side of a wall. You also see on the ground, there's like faint scorch marks.
How recently?
Go up and make a medicine check.
I'm not doing so well today. 7.
7? It's
Mhm.
difficult to tell, but it looks fairly recent.
Okay, I go the opposite direction.
The blood hasn't quite. You go the opposite direction. Okay. And you hit a wall. There's a wall there.
Awesome. Okay, I hit a wall.
Yep.
That's all. Do I notice anything strange about the wall?
It's
A wall.
made out of the same material as everything else.
Okay. Where the scorch line? Where was that?
You saw it going down this hallway,
Mhm.
and as you turn to the right and look, you can see 2 other bodies
Mhm.
laying on the ground, one of which appears to be badly burned,
Mhm.
and there's several scorch marks down at the end of this hallway.
Mhm.
And then you can see another one that seems to have had its throat slit, or there's a couple of piercing wounds in the ribcage.
Does this look like any of the handiwork of my compatriots?
This actually does not, but it could be. They're prone to fits of violence.
The scorch marks, do they, which trajectory do they appear?
They go down this way towards the door that's at the end of the hallway.
Okay.
You walk past, your feet crunch. There's a mixture of blood and stone and dust and a crunch, and you look down, you can see these fragments of bone. What appeared to be a very old skull crushes under your foot as you walk down the hallway. you take a little bit of it with you as you step through the doorway. You walk into this room, and
Super respectful.
it appears to be a ransacked library of some sort. You can see that there's a bookcase there on the back wall right there.
Mhm.
There is a desk with what appears to be a shattered haft of a spear that looks like it was used to pry the drawer open. Then you see this one over here. There is a staff on the wall hanging on what appears to be a velvet wood plaque that's been set on the wall, and there's some sort of inscription on it. And then you can see two staircases going down. One on the far back side says creature storage,
Okay,
and the one on this side says salon.
okay.
I don't remember the creature storage either.
One couple other things you would have noticed while you were walking through here.
Mhm.
There were several broken, like 2 foot by 4 foot cubby holes on the wall, and some broken glass laying on the ground in front of two of them.
The broken glass, when I saw that and I looked up into like the cubby hole, did I see anything?
Nothing there, just
Okay.
an empty stone cubby hole,
And that was in that hallway.
and that was in that hole.
Was the broken glass, did it look like it was like a window of some sort, or was it like a vase or something like that?
Like it had been a window or something like that. Yeah, it was thin, like it was a window pane.
But the glass itself, but the cubby hole is just it's a cubby hole, it's not like it wasn't like to look through to another, so, okay.
And then on this wall,
Uh-huh.
looking in, you can see that there is on a floor below you a large magical workshop
Okay,
with 4 pillars and a statue in the middle of what appears to be
I'm the druid.
a bald humanoid
okay.
with obsidian black skin, except for a patch of gold that begins at the forehead and runs down to about the middle of the chest. He is otherwise naked and extending arm outstretched, grasping at what appears to be a fragment of a lusterless, about 13-inch long piece of black metal.
What color or what was the type of metal that they were harvesting, or what was it that they were harvesting?
Here, there's a meteorite metal
Okay,
that they harvest out of here. Also, it's very easy mining for the steel and iron, or for the iron reserves. You make steel out of iron.
Mhm.
For the iron reserves that are in these mountains, because when the meteorite hit Fireshare, it created just a natural quarry that went down. And so over time, the dwarves in the area, gnomes as well, you being a gnome would know this, it's just exceptionally easy digging and extraction in this
what do
area.
I anticipate or what do I assume that the black metal is in his hand?
Make a history check. Or nature. I'll let you make your goal. You need to tell me which you want to search for. Are you looking for the history of black metal rods, or are you looking for the nature of the...
15 for nature.
For nature, it does not look like any metal you are familiar with. You are a gnome, you are very familiar with metals, and you don't recognize it.
What about the meteorite stuff?
It looks like it could potentially be somewhat similar to maybe tungsten,
Okay,
but it's not tungsten.
cool. All right, and I would have been interested as I was walking past the first desk, they pried it open, what was in there, its contents already
It's
been removed?
been everything in here, I didn't have time to draw it out, but like couches have been overturned, books have been thrown onto the ground, papers scattered about, chairs thrown around and disassembled in order to check them for secret hidey holes. The first desk appears to be completely empty.
Metagaming or outside of the game, what was our objective coming here in the first place?
You guys have been told
Uh-huh.
that there is the workshop of the famous Professor Greel
Mhm.
here. You had come to investigate. You had come to investigate it, and also to talk to Deshara, who is the half-gnome, half-human daughter of Thwip Ironbottom,
Okay,
who seems to have a relationship with Radiant Dust. And so he wanted to come on down here and have you guys check out this quarry.
Mhm.
You also thought there was a possibility that the person you were tracking from Bryn Shander with the dagger, if you remember the dagger that has the blood rune engraved in it, it was signaling that it was pointing either towards here or the skunk.
What was the other cat?
all right.
Baggie of
Cats.
wax paper and mark.
Okay, so it doesn't seem
So
like.
you're trying to accomplish a couple of different quest goals, and this was killing like 3 birds with 1 stone.
Okay. All right. So any letters, anything that has been left out, or
How much time do you want to spend looking?
just give me a couple quick glance throughs. I just wanna see, are there any letters or anything kind of on desks or anything obvious? I'm not,
There's a lot of research notes. You also notice that there's a broken pillar on this side of the room that looks similar to the ones that are down there.
okay.
And there's research notes that are, and hand scribbled diagrams and stuff like that. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Real quick, I don't need to do Arcana, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for correspondence to see if I can draw similarities or in connections between people. I don't know enough
It looks
about
like
the
there's a
Arcana.
lot of internal memos,
Okay.
almost like corporate communications, like you would see inside a research lab or a
GPS
corporation or something like that. Very mundane things, you know, energy output readings, staff
The way that email
reports.
started.
Yeah,
Um,
HR complaints.
On
stuff
either
like
of the
that.
desks, is there like a seal, like a specific seal or anything that might be used for like certified type letters?
Not that you see on either desk. On this one, the only thing that really jumps out to you is you see this staff on the wall, and it has an inscription under it that says, "Taken from Hildebriar Thorncloak, my most persistent nemesis."
Did,
Dwayne missed that?
do either of those names?
Y'all never asked about it.
Do either of those names?
Make a history check.
I have one name, I don't know.
Was Dwayne told there was a staff on the wall?
JK, 4.
He must have been really preoccupied.
Doesn't ring a bell?
Okay, and then, I figure the guys have already been through here. Mental note, I'll ask them if they want like magic books later, but I'm not gonna keep ransacking because they seem to be in trouble, so I'm gonna, I have the impression that they're not doing well, I haven't found them yet, so I'm gonna keep progressing. I didn't see them in here when I looked through that window, so I'm going to, I guess I see this door, so I'm gonna try to go through this door.
Okay. You open that door and you see another hallway similar to the one that you just came through, leading down. You don't see anything.
Okay, I go ahead and go down.
You see a couple of, on the side, you see a couple of those cubby holes that I told you about on the other side, except these have panes of glass over them, and it's almost like a museum display case. Behind the glass, you can see that random items keep changing and appearing and disappearing.
I'm interested in that. Sorry, I go ahead and go ahead.
Okay.
I can book.
And we will pick up on that later.
Super.
Sorry, I was timing you. Austin,
Mm-hmm.
you stand across this 15-foot wide hallway from the black fur tabaxi with a patch of white, almost like a flower, down from his chin and onto his chest. He's dressed in these pale kind of navy blue robes that makes him mix in with the darkness. And you see him standing in the corner by the torch, the light glinting off the soft fur. You see your friend Bobble to your left, or to your right, laying on the ground, having just misty stepped over there. The unconscious bodies of your compatriots lay in the field around you.
Present?
And Necrina's down too, right?
Yes,
Or
the body,
whatever her name is.
yes, there's this large black suit of armor that seems to have had like a very nice golden lion emblem on the chest that had been like carved over with just a big X in order to face it. That headless corpse is laying on the ground.
What's it from? What do I know?
I'm gonna reach into the component pouch that my hip and haul out some fine sand and just whisper night night. Try to put him to sleep.
As you cast sleep, you flick it towards Fleur de Mal. He inhales, and go ahead and roll your sleep damage.
He is immune. He
Possible.
never sleeps.
12, 16, 22, 24.
You sure about that?
8,
Is it
10
five?
is
Is it
18,
5d8? Is that what he's asking?
24. It's 5d8. It's 24.
And at that moment, you see a flash of red light from the doorway where he and the paladin woman emerged from. And then you hear a scrambling, almost like heavy footfalls and then a softer, more deliberate set of footsteps moving through that door.
Session 0.
Moving through it.
So, I don't have my laser pointer here, but
I ordered
what
some
we had been
last
saying
week.
is that there was a doorway right here where Cabbage had been seeing different colored lights coming out. There'd be a glow and then there
When
was
he was
an
looking at it
indigo
from up
burst and
here.
stuff like that. When he was looking at it down here, he could just kind of see this emanation of light. There's like a small hallway, maybe about 6 to 8 feet deep.
And
right
the
here,
movement I hear is coming towards me or going into it?
going away from you.
Okay, I'd like to reach down and try to, if it's possible, I don't know if we're still in turn order, if I got a bonus
Yes,
action.
we are still in turn order.
Okay, can I bonus action medicine check, or is that a full action?
That is a full action.
Okay.
Gabrielle, go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh god. Oh god.
23.
23.
And there's still plenty
Need her
of,
roll initiative, but she's really far away.
there's still plenty of couches and everything,
Mhm.
so I will move back. I don't have feline agility, so I guess just 30 feet. And attempt to hide.
An attempt to hide? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll stealth for me.
17.
Okay. That works.
Okay, how long is the distance of this hallway?
Each square is 5 foot.
And I don't know, is it a free action to talk?
I have 90.
Yes.
I have 90
Okay.
feet of dark vision. I would have seen what was going on.
Not in that hallway.
Not in that hallway.
Bobble, whatever you do, do not attack the cat.
You hear Bobble go.
Fine.
Bones.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on,
the way
that was a
it's
spot
done.
on Dwayne impression.
That was pretty accurate.
Ugh, fine.
It is Fleur de Mal's turn. He is asleep. It is Bobble's turn. Bobble is going to stand up and dust himself off, and he is going to go over and try to do a medicine check on Cabbage. Cabbage, you are not stable yet, right? You're taking death saving throws?
Yeah.
He's going to try to do a medicine check on you. Yeah, that succeeds. You are not stable. He rolled an 18. I'm not even going to look at his
Stand up the
modifier.
green dude.
Yeah, stand up the green dude. That's half of his movement. He uses the rest to get over to Cabbage and his action in order to
Stabilize.
stabilize you. Deshara
You're still
fails.
down. Yeah, you don't have any HP, but you're not making death saves anymore.
Oh, okay.
You're not up
Got it.
yet. Okay, that's Deshara's turn. It is Gabrielle's turn.
Sweet.
As you are in this hallway, you look down. You see nothing other than this like museum display of various arcane objects. There's one that's a ring. There's another one that's a cloak that has owl feathers coming out of the shoulders. Several different things like that.
I could use a third cloak. Will you grab
Yeah,
that
I
for
was
me?
just thinking cat, mini cloaks.
What would you like to do?
Cool, cool.
As you're standing, I guess you're standing right
As
here,
many clothes
looking
as
down
I
the
want.
hallway. You don't see anything. Everything looks calm.
Well, I mean, stuff is cool,
Okay.
but I'm still concerned about the party, so. And I don't see anything? What, how far do I see ahead of me?
90 feet. You can see all the way to the end down here where the torch is, and it turns.
Okay. Cool. It's like a multi-level dungeon or something?
Well, you know that because you can look to your right. You can see down that there's a workshop, another story down.
Okay, so I don't see anything down this hall.
Down this hall, there's
Okay,
nothing.
I'm gonna go back out the door.
Okay.
10,
Yep.
20.
How much
Yeah.
is your movement?
30 or 40?
25.
30.
30?
30, I have the boots.
Okay.
Okay.
You can get right there. That's your movement.
Mhm.
What else would you like to do?
I'll use my, I mean, so, I guess, do I feel threatened? Because, I mean, you have me roll initiative, so it's just, am I
You
conscious
feel
of that?
unnerved. You felt unnerved since you walked in here.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna use my, my action to dash, and I'll use the rest of my movement to try to go down the
Does she need to
stairs.
come all the way out to here to go
No,
down?
she could, if she wants to, she can just drop down. She's a ranger.
Drop down.
And you walk through a
4,
doorway and she emerges down here. And you see
6.
a completely dark room, what looked to have once been a lounge or a salon or maybe a settee, where all the couches have been flipped, there's blood all over the place. You see probably about a half dozen bodies of these lab assistants that have been mutilated and butchered, strewn all over the place. You see this large set of what looks like it was once a paladin that's been beheaded is laying on the ground. You see radiant dust standing up. You see Krot.
Crouching, because I'm attempting to hide.
Yes. Oh, so you don't see him.
Uh-huh.
You see the body of Deshara, the red-headed, half-gnomish woman who had been helping you guys. You see her laying on the ground, bleeding pretty significantly down the front of her face, and you can also see several wounds that have been opened up on her collarbone. You see a lot of really damaged people. And at the end of the hallway, you can see a glowing red light that seems to be emanating from something around a corner.
Okay, but I don't see any foes, I just see dropped bodies and radiant dust.
You see a massacre site.
Okay.
You see, lying on the ground, you see a familiar form of what appears to be a cat person laying on the ground.
Maybe she probably sees Bobble fondling him.
Yeah, and you see Bobble working on the body of Cabbage.
Okay.
He's getting a
Yes.
Bobble fondling.
Sweet.
Damn it. My mom was getting violated, man.
Okay.
He's saving you.
I know, but.
Okay, so
It
that's
gets you
your
excited.
movement, your action to dash. You have a bonus action, anything you want to do?
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and tuck around the, hide. Is
You
that,
can
I
hide as a
can't,
bug.
I don't know, I'm
That's a rogue.
talking nonsense.
You might be able to at a higher level.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. We are on to Krot. Death saving throw.
Is that less than 10 for sure?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's a 6.
That is one failure.
What are you at?
Don't tell
I
him. Cabbage.
Oh, what is this?
You are stable, but you are not doing anything. Just hold tight for me, okay? Just hold tight for me.
Yep.
Dusty, you're up again.
I'd like to move forward and attempt to stabilize Krot.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm guessing she'll see me move.
Yeah. You see another tabaxi form. You have pretty good dark vision, so you're able to recognize it as radiant dust. Moves out over to the body of Krot and begins to kind of bandage his wounds.
19.
19 succeeds. He is stabilized.
I told you guys we'd live.
You turn around and you look behind you, and you can see the form glinting with kind of a silhouette of light behind her of this tiny gnome ranger that has just walked down the staircase and is standing behind you.
Bonus action, shut the door behind me?
Slowly, softly.
So we're all pretty fucking rough.
Okay, so you are talking
I'm
about
fine.
we're cool to talk.
Yeah, we're real rough. This other cat is just asleep. He's not dead yet, and I might be able to kill him in one shot. But if I don't, I'm definitely
Simultaneous
going to
sneak
kill
attacks, paralyzed auto crits.
2 of us.
He's already been shot.
What?
If he's already been shot, I can shoot him again and it'll be more damage when I shoot him.
Why don't y'all line up?
I can shoot him. What happened? Are you okay?
We were underprepared for what happened.
As you're talking, you hear a pop, like if you've ever heard of a transformer explode outside your house. It's like that, a very loud, sharp pop with a sizzle.
Does the color change?
Nope.
Okay. So I don't have anything that can pick these guys up.
Do you need to hurry? I can cure wounds, but or do you want me to try to? I can do 2 cure wounds, or I can make a good berry, and if they just enough to get them up and out. But what do we
Good
want to
berry
do
restores
first?
HP.
Yeah, it's
Restores
1
1 HP.
Oh wow. Okay.
So-
It's great for picking people the fuck up.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to try to shoot him?
I mean, even if we get up, I don't know how to get out of this place. I fell through sand to get into it. I don't know how to get out.
Okay.
Walk through the door.
Yeah, we fell through a hole in the floor.
You remember when you came up on the other side that the doorway was behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we fall back through because we don't have any money. We're stuck! Shit, son!
Alright, so do you want me to shoot him? Or do you want me to do 2 cure wounds?
Damn it. Damn it.
I can do, okay, so I can do a low 2 low cure wounds, or I can do 1 high cure wounds and a good berry. What do you think? What should I do? I just want to help.
How many good berries can you?
So when I make good berries, I make 10.
I feel like you should do
Yeah.
that so that we can at least pick people up.
Sure. Okay. All right. So good berries are made.
And
Here,
I'll move
here.
closer to the sleeping cat and not do anything to
Okay.
them.
Okay,
And
you were like right over him.
Stand over him like the Nazgul. All 4 of us just. Ah! Senor Danius, man.
Just basically keeping an eye to make sure he's not gonna wake up.
Okay, so what else? Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No, that's all of it.
Okay. It's Bobble's turn. He is going to look around and
Cast fireball.
he is going to attempt to sneak around the corner. And you hear him jangling and banging as his staff goes clipping along the ground. As he walks around this corner over here and he looks through, he notices a few things and he turns back to you guys and goes, and he holds up his hands and he does this. And that's his turn. Deshara is going to make another death saving throw.
I feel like if Dwayne Hanson was like, no.
That's a fail.
But I also have only known him for like 3 days in the game.
Okay.
So I probably.
Deshara fails her second death saving throw, and we are back to Krot. Or no, we are back to the top of the order. It's Gabrielle's turn.
so I give Deshara good berry.
Okay, so you cast Goodberry, action.
I already
You've
finished
got
that in the last round.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was.
We're
my
still
turn.
in
You
order.
used movement and then dash to get down, and then like.
You and I
we
were
just
talking on my
gotcha,
turn.
Reaction. Gotcha.
So, 20-foot movement to get to Deshara,
Uh-huh.
and it's an action to feed her a berry.
Okay, so I don't do
You already-
that yet.
Can't feed her this turn.
That's fine. Cool.
Unless she dies in the next turn.
Do you have a bonus action or anything you do? Healing word, anything like that?
No, I'm not a cleric. I'm just
You're a pretty powerful ranger in your own right.
I
I
don't.
think birds have that shit too.
Don't have
Okay.
don't have any.
Just wanted to
healing
make
bonus.
sure you're getting your bang for your buck.
Nope, no
Krot,
bonus action
you were
healing.
stabilized, but you're not up yet?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm talking to Columbor.
Radiant Dust. It is thy turn.
I'm having to come to Jesus with Columbor on the other side.
I'm gonna.
Come to Columbor. No, I don't like. Don't want to.
I'm gonna try to shove my rapier through this guy's heart.
Sweet, sweet.
Okay, make an attack roll with advantage.
Is he
Natural
considered-
20 and a
No.
natural 1.
Natural 20 and a natural 1. That's a natural 20. Go ahead and roll damage.
The rapier.
It's an auto crit. So you don't get sneak attack on it.
Why wouldn't I?
I mean, I guess you can, yeah.
Like, does he know that I'm standing
He
over
doesn't
him?
know that you're saying.
Come on, man. Somebody
Yeah,
who's
sure.
laying on the
Go ahead and roll on
ground.
it.
That's an auto crit.
Auto
A
crit
triple
sneak.
damage.
Nice. Some beastly damage too.
6, 12, 22, doubled would be 44 plus
Well,
4
we know
is
that
48.
works because the
48 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yes. 48 points of damage as you run him through the heart. You actually blow the heart out of the back of his ribcage, and you feel it squish as the point of your rapier drags along the stone floor.
I imagine Arya just slowly sliding it through and.
I assume
This is a good.
He no longer seems to be drawing breath. You can tell that his breathing has stopped completely.
Double tap.
I can't loot as a bonus action, I'm guessing, so I will just stay here.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
Bobble, who is basically out of spells at this point, is going to attempt to hide. He is going to run back into this room, and he is going to take a defensive position under a couch. Yeah, and he's actually going to do pretty well. He runs back over here and hides in a couch along the wall.
Pretends to be dead.
So
All
You
the
see
other
this,
bodies.
this gnome wizard, you see just like little bits of a robe and a big pointy hat and a little bit of a multicolored beard that has gone completely gray as he's hiding under a couch. And it is Deshar's turn. And she goes, and her breathing stops.
Did she roll a natural one?
Rolls natural 2.
She did. But that was her third. Poor Dwayne.
It is.
He was gonna get the booty. Now he's not.
It
I
is
mean-
Gabrielle's turn. As you look down, you're about to put
He always did want
this
to be a
good berry
necromancer.
in this red-headed gnome girl's mouth. You hear that death sigh as the last bit of breath leaves the body.
She's not a cat.
Okay, so do I see,
You
Bubble?
see, yeah, you now see Crot and Cabbage have been arranged on the ground, stabilized. They've been quickly stanched as bits of their clothing have been ripped off and used in order to close off the most immediate bleeding wounds. Yeah.
Okay, alright, but I don't see Bobble, or do I see Bobble?
Bobble is, no, you don't see him right now, but you saw him run and hide under a couch.
Okay, well, I just
And
kind
you see Radiant Dust standing over the body of this other tabaxi now.
I just call out to Bobble and I just say, like, I think your friend just passed away. But I'm gonna try to save the rest of our friends, so I run over.
Aw, man. Mr. Quackers is not gonna get any entertainment tonight.
It's kind of heartless.
I'm kind of not okay with the fact that my informant's daughter has died, though.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking bad.
This is bad news bears.
But,
She
so
knew the risk.
I run over to the first person I come across and I give them a good berry.
Okay.
I don't know if I like
You-
smush it in my
these
fingers and like
two
put it in
are-
their wounds or.
These two are next to each other. Who do you wanna give a good berry to first?
Whoever, is that Crotch or is that?
That's Crotch.
That's Crot.
So I go ahead and give one to Crotch,
Okay, you give Crot a good berry, you're up with 1 HP.
and then how many, and I guess is an action or bonus action for
It's
me to
an
give?
action to feed someone else.
Okay, okay. Alright, so I use the rest of my movement just to ready to give one to Cabbage.
Okay. And Crot, it is your turn. As you stand up.
Chicken or rice?
Arise, chicken.
Are we still in, so we're still in combat?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, after your turn, you heard that one more of those pops. Like a transformer
But
going.
the color was still the same.
It's been the color in the hall has been the same since that flash of red.
Do we need to get out of here? This doesn't sound good.
I don't know, but we need to get everybody up before we can get out.
Sure. Who's next in the order?
It's Crot's turn.
Can you get one of these berries and feed it to Cabbage, if you would?
Done.
Okay, Cabbage, you're up with 1 HP. That's your action, Crot. Any bonus action or movement?
Nope.
Okay. Dusty, we are back to you in rotation.
Anything good on this monk?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh, it was an action to feed him something. Okay. I'm good.
Kitty, do you like the smell of my feet?
16.
16. You find several small pieces of twine, some of which have like ivory beads on them. You think they might be some sort of prayer meditation beads. You also see there's a scroll that has a couple of different forms and katas and different martial arts notes on them for study. There's a very small amount of silver on him. He has about 14 pieces of silver on him.
How the hell did he get in here?
You think he
14?
might have taken it off of someone or something.
Said
How'd they get in
14.
here?
Pieces of silver.
Okay.
Maybe he found the treasure chest.
Don't worry, guys. We won't be completely broke.
Oh, I tried to
And
hide
that's
our
enough.
things, but it's gone now because I cast another spell.
Oh. Shit.
Is the illusion you cast, is that concentration?
No, I think so, and I also just read specifically that it was, yeah, I actually don't know how to tell that from.
And that's an
looking at it.
action.
Minor illusion isn't
Yes.
Is minor illusion concentration?
I don't know. You have to
So,
tell me.
You.
it does
She
not
has the
say-
spell list right in front of her.
Its duration's a minute anyway, it would be over
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
But
Can
it
I
does
move?
say,
To there, just to keep an eye, like,
Sure. You
Keep
can
an
see
eye on
that
what's
the
going on.
doorway is located right about here.
Wait.
then I'm gonna.
Oh, I didn't see Bobble do anything.
No,
Nice.
you did not.
I didn't see him do
Sneak towards the door to just keep an eye on what's going on in there.
Yeah, you sneak and, are you looking around the corner?
Yeah, I'm like, if you said the door is there, I wanna sneak to about here.
And
Or
that-
maybe here, I don't know how that wall works.
Okay. Kind of peeking in, you can see there's the remnants, and it's like there are 7 very thin, like, layers of neon light in this hallway that just seem to have been pushed back against the wall. So now there's this rainbow-colored band that runs on either side of the wall.
I'd like to bonus action hide.
Okay, roll stealth.
26.
Okay. As you hide and push back in, you hear the 3rd pop. And there's, from this angle, you can see there's a discharge in that room of what looks to be electrical energy or lightning of some sort. And you hear that sound again.
Hey, what was that?
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. And we are on Bobble, who is going to stand up and go, Creel is dead. They cut his hands off, and they're using them in there to break the pillars. We need to go. We should go. There's 2 of them in there. Big hairy guy. And there's another wizard.
I know, I don't. No, that was definitely. I don't have any more magics. I think leaving is a good idea. I already stole many things from the angry windows.
right, that's why I didn't bring them, I felt like it was probably not a good idea.
Let's ship it around.
Should I cast Pass Without a Trace?
If she'd been around, you guys wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Do you want me to cast?
I feel like I probably still would have.
Knowing Frog.
It seems like everybody's hiding. Should I cast Pass Without a Trace or more stealthy?
I hear everybody who wants to go, raise your hands.
Let's leave, and I go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay, let's. Mama knows. And I snag up. Wait. Oh shit. Is it not my turn yet? We've just been free talking.
Yes, you've just been free talking.
I want to see what these on can.
It is Bobble's turn, actually.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
But he is going to begin
Railroad knowledge.
kind of like gesturing towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any magic anymore. Those guys in there look dangerous. 2 of them gave us a hard time. Let's go.
I'm okay with this, but first, I will wait until my turn.
Yeah. Deshara's dead. It is Gabrielle's turn.
I cast Pass Without a Trace.
You cast, and these shadows begin to cling to you guys in this dark, enclosed room. It's almost like the darkness becomes animated and begins to flow around you guys, just twisting and moving up your limbs. You feel this chill go up the back of your neck as these shadows just move over your skin.
Sweet.
What are
Okay.
you doing?
I think it's time to mosey.
So move.
Okay, we're moseying.
Did Bob move on his turn or no? Just tell everyone to.
How? I mean, how much did you just
However
kind of
much-
did like a
however
little
movement,
thing?
I'm not sure.
Where were you?
In here. Was
Like
it
right there?
Right here?
10, 20, 30. Stop it. There, I could get it. This lady's dead. Okay.
Should probably collect your quote.
Okay.
Okay.
At least grab that shit off her arm.
It is Krog's turn.
Crot.
Yes.
Oh, I see you're still really
Um,
open up about it. I will.
I mean, it's not good, but
This is a combined search effort.
Take
I want to
mechanics
check
with
the
us.
paladin's body
Okay.
for loots.
also want to know if she was wearing plate armor.
Mhm.
Do I think that I could wear this plate armor?
It would have to be refitted, but you could. But it'd take you about 10 minutes to strip the corpse.
Oop.
That's the doffing time.
Just to
That's weird.
get it
Just
off.
to get it off is about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Short of like just hacking the limbs off.
I only remember that because doffing time. Come on.
What about filming time?
so-
Is
business
it
time.
attached by leather straps that I could, and then like slit the leather straps and just take the bulk of the armor and get it fixed
You
somewhere?
could. I'd say that maybe half the time. It'd take you about 5 minutes in.
5 minutes to cut some leather straps. All right. What's on the body?
They're thick leather straps, and what are you cutting them with?
His
knife.
hammer.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I have a knife. I absolutely have knives.
You know how long it takes to cut through like a 2-inch leather strap with a knife? Don't answer that.
At one time, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to the grocery store." No, fuck.
You wanna try?
No, what's anything on her body that's not nailed down?
Yeah, she has her holy symbol,
Okay.
which is an amulet that seems to be shaped like, it's this weird magic symbol. Do you want to make a free arcana check on it?
Yep. Nope.
No. This is the symbol of Babunicus,
Okay.
god of skeletal monkeys.
I'll throw it in the bag. Hope it doesn't curse me on the way out.
Squash banana.
Yeah.
What was her name again?
Her name, she
Didn't
didn't
know.
volunteer it. but
Okay.
it's Tiziana.
Tidiana? Titties?
Tiziana.
Titicaca.
I totally just wrote down that for a minute.
Obviously.
The lake of boobs and poop.
Anything else on her?
She has a scimitar that
Okay.
seems to be rather finely made.
I'll snag it.
It's a little bloody too.
Yeah.
Figure
Probably
out.
good for cutting through leather
That's
straps.
not how you spell scimitar. No.
It seems to be an exceptionally well-made scimitar.
I'm gonna snag that.
Scimitar.
And
And that's about it.
okay, on the bounce.
Her head is laying on the ground, kind of like staring up at you, and the skeletal side of her face.
10, 20. Snag this hooker
Okay, your movement's half.
over the shoulder.
You get 5 more.
Right. Wait, how big is she? That's a gnome, right?
No, she's
Half.
human. She's
Yeah.
about
Oh, she's-
5 foot tall.
Half human, half gnome.
She's a little pack of dynamite, that one.
I was to understand that 19 strength was epic level godlike strength.
No, that'd be like a 30.
What's a 19?
A 19 is like upper end of human development.
Really? It's not a silver.
The mountain?
I thought it was.
Yeah,
like
you'd be like a silverback. I think, what was it? It was like you could lift or pull 400 and something pounds. It was like, oh wait, I could do that.
Okay.
I mean, look at it. I mean, click on strength.
Okay.
It should show
Well,
you your.
well, my turn
your
is
character.
done, and I'll just kind of do a little bit of research real quick.
Yeah. But generally, if you're pushing or dragging another creature, your movement's gonna be half.
Your strength score determined. Okay. I'm done with my
Okay,
turn.
Ms. Crop, Cabbage, you're up.
I'm gonna move slowly because I'm third.
You can use your action to move too if you want.
Yeah. Same same speed.
Odd question.
Yes.
How much do you think she weighs?
It's called dash, but it's the same speed.
Maybe 109 pounds.
Misleading.
But it's more the bulky cumbersomeness of it.
It's because you're using
yeah,
your action to
119.
move. So
About 119 pounds.
I don't wanna go.
She's pretty hardy actually for a girl who's only 5 foot. She does her squats.
Yeah.
Go right here. So that's
She's probably been eating like paleo or something like that. I mean, she's not.
keto.
She's a level 6 fighter. She got a little muscle on her.
How much does chainmail weigh?
Chainmail's like
40?
35, 40 pounds. Something like that. Yeah, she's not super light.
That's why you can't.
Okay, so you're moving. That's your turn.
Yes. Am I
Do
actually
you have healing
dashed?
word or anything that
I
you
have-
want to cast on the
I have
wall?
nothing.
Nothing.
I have nothing.
Tapped out. Okay.
Ah.
Dusty, you're up.
Okay. Oh.
First things first, I am going to cast Disguise Self to make myself look like the other Tabaxi.
Okay. You do so, all of a sudden your form changes. Your fur goes completely black. You
Yes.
have this white patch.
Because I'm no longer covered under her. She moved the far the fuck away from me, so
Yep.
that's what I gotta do. And then I shall move.
Got to go.
And I need to make sure. Yes, I can cunning action dash as well. So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yo, catch up, Bobble, we out.
Okay. Bobble is going to go ahead and use his full movement, move 50 feet, so move him 10 squares.
I know he does have one spell slot left, and knowing Dwayne, he would use that to Misty Step with his bonus action to get the fuck out.
Okay,
And leave us all.
Misty Step another 60 feet up onto the next level.
30?
30.
Is it 30?
Yeah.
Deuces.
I can feel Dwayne nodding at me.
Dwayne is way far ahead of you, so he can leave first because.
He had
There's
a
a
level 3
disturbance
spell
in
and
the
he
force.
had an intention for it, so I don't know, but that's
But
fine.
we neutralized the fight before he had a chance to
Yeah.
use it. He was gonna use it to like nuke somebody, I'm sure.
Also, he's not here.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's here in spirit.
If he's watching or he wants to text in, he's welcome to. Okay. Bobble's turn to Shara. We are back to the top. Gabrielle.
Okay, more movement, double action, or double speed, whatever.
Double dash. Double
64 favor.
3, 4,
Is that from?
5, 6,
Strong bad.
7, 8, 9,
That was
10, 11,
Little-
12.
Your little gnomish legs carry you past Bobble, who's just appeared in a cloud of fine silvery mist. Anything else? No. We are on to Dusty. As you are walking out, you hear behind you the fourth pop and sizzle, and then you hear a sound almost like a deep groan or a wail echoing down the halls.
Okay.
Everything begins to shake. All of a sudden, the hallways around you begin to tremble. You see the papers are fluttering on the ground, chairs and desks bouncing across as this place is undergoing some sort of violent earth tremor.
I point up the wall, hey Bubble, see that?
You point at the staff and he looks at it, and he looks at the door and he looks at the staff. We'll take a quick vote. Would Bobble risk going after the staff?
Yes.
Considering 3 of us still aren't even in the room, I
What,
think it's possible, but
and how? Hold on. Oh, the staff here?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
it
Yeah.
should be
I thought we were talking about the one that was floating out here.
should
Absolutely.
be his turn, then his turn before me.
Right.
Just
I
make
know.
sure.
I'm talking about the end of your last turn.
I heard that.
Everything is now beginning to shake and groan in this place. That's Gabrielle's turn. We are on Kront.
DM ruling, okay? Carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15, which is 285. That's carrying capacity. This is the weight in pounds that you can carry, which is high enough that most characters don't usually have to worry about. Second, push-pull. You can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity, which is 570, or 30 times your strength score. That's 570. While pushing or dragging weight in excess of your carrying capacity, your speed drops to 5 feet. So, my carrying
Movement is halved.
my with a carrying capacity of 285.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then
Carrying a 120-pound girl and her, because once again, it's not that you can't carry her.
Right.
Your carrying capacity on it is absolutely good. But just like I can't run as fast.
if you're
with-
fireman carrying me.
If I'm fireman carrying you,
Yeah.
I can carry you.
Yeah.
I just won't move as fast.
Right.
Because he's cumbersome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move 15 feet. Why are they on the wall? Is that just a fluke? I'm gonna move this far.
Season.
Do I see anything on this girl's body that like a necklace or something that looks like it's definitely hers that maybe I could yank off?
She has the auto glove. She has the necklace. She's got a satchel, like a travel satchel with her. She's wearing a vest that seems to be lined on the inside with bird down, and then just a very workmanlike pair of pants.
I don't know that I can do this. Maybe we just need to take a token and give it to your informant.
I'm gonna call him as soon as we're out of this hallway.
Okay, I think we need to run straight to the door. And that's all the 6 seconds we have. I'm gonna take the necklace, because
Okay.
that's probably more a memento maybe her dad wants. And
It's
I'm
it's just a very simple silver, almost like herringbone chain.
Okay, I'm gonna yank that out. I'm gonna lay her down, close her eyes, snag a couple coppers, put them on that, and then I'm going to drop. What is that gonna cost
That's
me?
gonna be your bonus action.
Where'd you get coppers from?
Copper, just copper.
Money.
Yeah,
Where you got your money from?
Yeah,
motherfucker. Okay, I reach for some copper and I look around on the ground for a couple stones, a couple pebbles, and
Put a couple pebbles on her eyes.
and I say a prayer that doesn't really mean anything, but the intention is there.
Death
Because
will
it's
not be happy.
because there's nothing, and I'm gonna drop my action to a dash. Sorry, lady, if this temple doesn't blow up, maybe your dad can come get you.
So you got another 30 feet of movement.
Okay, I don't know how this all works. Is
It's
this
the one
10?
up.
20?
It's,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
this square, and then these.
Yeah.
So 10, 20?
Yeah.
There's 5 feet to get through the wall, but
So okay.
yeah, you're right there.
Bobble,
Bobble and Gabrielle were standing in front of
did
you.
Bobble snag the staff?
He has not yet.
It hasn't been his turn since we talked about it.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And I'm
He
done.
goes after me.
Okay.
I'm doomed.
It is Radiant Dust.
Yeah, chill. Dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cabbage. Please go.
Me.
Cabbage. Come on, think quick. This place is shaking. Everything is
Okay,
trembling.
alright.
Moving
I have a
around you. What are you
question, but
doing?
never mind. And then I'm going to action. And-
Fighter, monk, action, surge to backseat. Just move forever.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your movement
And my action.
and your action.
He
Okay.
dropped. He's all the way out here.
All right. It is Radiant Dust's turn.
I'm gonna move over and try to rip that shit off her arm as fast as I can.
Okay. That'll take an action.
I understand that.
Okay. Use your. You can get there with 15 feet of movement, and then make a. Just make a straight up strength check. It's not a hard one.
Not like sleight of hand or nothing, just
Nope.
strength.
Nope. You gotta rip it off her arm. It's strapped in.
Body.
That's what I was gonna do, but I got scared.
It's not that, right? Like, this was made by her father, trying to take it with.
Oh, okay.
16.
You're able to pull, and you hear a couple of clasps break, and then the auto glove comes off in your hand, and you're holding this kind of blocky, large gauntlet device.
Okay, now I'm gonna move.
Okay.
So, that was 15,
Yep.
25, 30, and then cunning action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, I'm in last.
Okay. Bobble is
Look,
gonna
I'm
run
not-
over
I'm
the
in first. That's right.
I'm in last.
Yeah, sorry.
Bobble is going to look at Crot, and he's going to say, "Grab that! Grab the staff off the wall!"
You fucking wish.
You want some?
He's like,
butter?
"You're taller than me."
Okay. If I die,
I'll sing songs of your praise and how gloriously you
I'll
sacrificed
tell your
to get me
story.
the staff.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
What?
I'm gonna die because Dwayne wants me to grab that stick. It's gonna
Gabrielle.
hit me. I have one hit point.
You're up.
Himself.
It's not going to. He's not tall enough.
It's like above a desk. It's pretty high up on the wall.
So throw him up there. Take off.
He's already so far ahead of me.
Damn it, I shouldn't have showed it. I actually would be interested in the name. So I keep running. I double dash to get to where I need to be.
Okay. As you run into this room, there's these wrought iron windows on the inside that allows you to see down into the workspace below. And you can
Yeah.
see that there is just this crackling of unstable golden light that's moving almost like an amoeba that's emanating from where you're at right now. You can't really see what's going on, but you can just see this like swell of golden light, almost like someone has spotlights that they're moving around, is emanating from the floor below you. Okay? Crot, you're up.
I'm gonna run over 10. Quick Arcana check as a bonus action.
No. Yes, that's an intelligence check. Unless you do this bonus
Okay.
action.
Arcana, that would be a 13. Do I feel like it's trapped by magic?
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay, I'm gonna snag it.
You snag it and it is not trapped. You take the staff off.
Oh, I'm alive! That was.
It's this very long staff that
That's
has,
it, at least.
it looks like it's got vine work engraved into it with,
I'm not
bunches
even
of
looking at
grapes.
that. All I
Okay.
cared about was not
You got
dying.
it.
Because I was really, I was certain I was gonna grab it, get popped, go down from my 1 hit point, and then nobody's gonna pick me up as they all run out. There is the extra 20. I'm gonna drop my action. 10, 20, 30.
Got it.
And I have the staff.
No, you're first.
That's right.
Not-
Mysterious vine staff.
Oh shit.
It is Cabbage's turn.
Cabbage. Not for long.
35 to go through the door.
No.
No.
Well, yeah, 5 feet.
I mean, because it's 5 feet.
5 feet of movement. It doesn't take anything other than just the 5 feet.
Gotcha. Alright, so then drop action 10, 20, 30. I'm back at first.
As you find yourself standing by one of these windows, you look down into the room. This workshop that had formerly been like a humanoid figure that seemed to be emerging from the ground with these 4 pillars around him. You can look down now, you can see the 4 pillars have been broken. They like broken in half and slid off. The figure of the man in the middle has been thrown to the ground, and you can see underneath it there is an enormous meteorite. And it appears
Shocker, there's not a meteorite.
you can see walking towards that door a large bugbear dressed in very primitive kind of like a loincloth and dragging a great axe behind him, and you see he is walking behind what appears to be a hobgoblin in wizardly robes that are blue with like gold neckline trim. Very ostentatious. And the hobgoblin kind of turns and looks around, and you can see in his right hand is that 13-inch long piece of metal that used to be in the hand of the statue.
That is no longer there.
It is, the statue had been like thrown to the ground, and as it fell, it exposed this enormous meteorite that had been hidden underneath it. And it appears that what the hobgoblin was interested in was the piece of metal that it had been grasping.
Can I assume that he had to break the pillars to get the thing?
Yeah, you're smart enough that you'd be able to just kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Awesome.
These pillars were probably acting as security wards or something like that.
Okay.
I'd say you'd have to, if you wanted anything more specific than that, you'd have to use bonus action to make some sort of check on it.
Would that bonus action be able to allow me to possibly discern why it took 7 changes to break the pillars?
Give me an arcana check.
Natural 20.
Bonus action arcana check.
Nice, where were you?
Yeah. Back here now.
You like bowling?
11.
11? You think there was some sort of spell protecting that door, and it was obviously a very high level, complicated spell, and it took them a long time in order to get through it. And you're beginning to put it together in your head that that paladin and that monk that fought you guys downstairs, they were probably trying to buy time with what was going on.
Also, question, what the fuck is a bugbear?
Beast from X-Men, but brown,
Okay.
and about 8 feet tall.
Do they tend to be kind of like,
Decent description.
They're
Dig it.
They're a form of goblinoid, so they're like goblins, but they're more like the traditional Germanic definition of goblin, where they're huge and hairy and vicious.
Okay.
don't they tend to be a little bit like bulky up top, but kind of wavish in the waist and the legs? Is that accurate, or am I just making crap up?
Just because Judah calls me his bugbear does not mean that I'm bulky up top and wavish in the legs.
You
Are you sure?
not wavish in your legs.
You got one of these you want to show 'em?
That one on the left from the monster manual is pretty good.
Okay, so like, kind of like that thing from Beowulf?
Grendel.
Yeah.
Sort of like Randall.
Yeah.
In
So-
what interpretation?
Similar to that, they're also, you would know a pretty decent amount as a druid. Just baseline knowledge, you would know that people don't like messing with them because they're particularly vicious. But the problem with them, and the reason they haven't really taken over, is they're incredibly lazy. They sleep about 16 to 18 hours a day. They're more interested in like sleeping and eating and screwing than they are in
I
really
mean, if I could
doing
find the
anything.
right patch of sun, I'd be right there with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So-
why Judah calls you his bugbear.
So I would find it probably odd that this bugbear is here.
Yes. Yes. It's like seeing a horse in a hospital.
Mr. Ed?
Much less one playing really, well, it wouldn't be unusual to see one with a hobgoblin. That's pretty normal. They'll follow hobgoblins, because hobgoblins are like very organized, militaristic, giant goblins. Seeing one keep its composure and acting obediently is a little unusual.
Okay. They don't see me, yes.
They don't seem to have registered you.
I'd like to keep it that way. Okay.
Okay, that's your turn. It
Yes.
is Dusty.
Bobble, you can move, right? You good?
Yeah,
Alright, I will.
better than you.
I'm gonna move.
Damn, you're doing good
action
shit, man.
and bonus action
Mhm.
for 90 feet.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90.
Hey, man.
He's doing
It
Dwayne
just
too.
blows right past. All of a sudden, you're looking down. You see this same what I just described to him. You now
Where
see.
are they though?
They
I
are
did not
walking
catch that.
back through that door. They're probably about 10 feet away from that door.
Okay.
So they're going into where we used to be.
Where you guys just came out of.
Okay.
They're about
That laser pointer, super fun.
right there.
Gotta find out where these. I got real laser pointers last week.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
I have no idea where
They're,
at. They should
they're
be here by
walking
now.
that way.
What is it? There's a new laser that they think will be able to punch a hole through reality. Did you get that one?
Yes.
Awesome.
I got two of them.
I'm in. Let's
It
see
was
what the
Prime.
other
It was
reality.
a deal on Prime.
We're gonna shoot them at each other.
I'm in. Vampire all the way.
We don't need another man.
Okay, so that's all your turn.
Why not?
Think
Bobble
where they are.
is going to run 50 feet.
Time to relearn stuff.
50?
50.
Yeah.
You only have
It's-
5 foot of movement.
Little people have 25 feet,
Ah.
unless they have things like I had squat nimbleness on Tom, and she got boots.
Boots is springing and strength.
And we are back to Gabrielle.
More movement. All of it. All of the movement. So what was it? 12?
Yeah. Okay. And we are going to go ahead and drop out of initiative.
Sweet.
As you see those two figures disappear into that hallway. Everybody kind of
Is there still popping?
Shaking.
tremoring. But one thing you've noticed is it's just kind of remained on a low simmer. Nothing structural has changed.
Do
What
I
would you guys
feel?
like to do?
Bobble's gonna move into the hallway with us, and say as soon as we get somewhere safe,
And you know Cameron? Colby's watching. Hi, Colby. Hello.
We
He
can-
has said hello to me and you.
oh hey,
But not him. He said, hello, Brandon and Austin and people I don't know.
Hey, man.
Way to go, Colby.
Oh, hi, Cam. Everything's in all caps. Like Cameron. High five.
So the room is still kind of shaking, but you've noticed nothing has changed. No rocks have fallen out. Nothing has collapsed.
Do I feel less anxious?
You feel less anxious?
Do I feel like I could go shopping?
No.
If we find
You only have one
somewhere,
HP.
None of the. Also remember, none of the windows on this.
Cry.
Okay.
he's
Well,
still in here. I mean, I don't know about library or
Yeah.
books or whatever.
what would you like to do?
Run.
Run.
Out of the
Bobble
way.
brings up that he can, of
I
course,
will
give us
just
a tiny
point out-
hut when we get somewhere safe.
There's still other people in here.
Yeah, they're just where we were almost dead,
Yeah.
And they haven't happened upon the bodies that we killed.
or if they are right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I believe that I am still looking like a their
I
cat.
run back.
instead of
You are
myself.
Yes.
such a tiny little bitch.
We're at initiative, right? So we're
You're out of initiative.
I would like to haul out the dog and call.
Are you waiting till you get to the foyer, or?
Yeah, probably. I was gonna like talk as I ran.
So like, what are the
Okay.
Kind of out of breath.
Okay. You pull out the dog and you shake the sending stone, and a voice on the other end. Yes.
Thwip, I've got some real bad news. Deshard didn't make it with us.
Oh, why would you do that over the phone?
The line just disconnects.
Yeah.
We're not gonna.
I feel like he needed to know sooner rather than later.
Take him to things. Take him to sentimental things and give him a hug. Oh God.
Nah.
There's just complete silence as the sending stone and the dog goes.
I don't know what makes you think a thief is good at like dealing with death or consoling people.
Everybody's. Okay, never mind.
Not super charismatic. Not good.
As you guys are now standing in the foyer, you have gotten out of the atelier. You are standing, and you notice as you go through this door, shaking stops. Everything's completely stable in the foyer.
Oh, we're in the.
Oh, we're in the foyer now?
Yeah. You see the
Yeah,
pathway
sure.
in front of you. You see the dead bodies of the soldiers that you killed on the way to get in here. You look to the right of the room. You see all your stuff is still there. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna go over to the bodies.
The bodies on the outside, you already looted those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to the stash of gold and pick up my 34 I believe I had before.
I'll get my gold, but I'm still gonna go to the bodies. And I'm gonna lean down to each of them.
I'm very sorry. I'm here to talk with the guy. And he's not sorry, but I am.
Go over and apologize to all of the dead bodies.
You take a moment and you apologize to the dead.
I'm gonna.
You were like
How-
super intent on fucking him up before.
How
so that's
many-
interesting.
How many bodies are there?
There are 3 here, and there's one 120 feet.
Well, maybe
or
what
like
Kilgore told him was
170
maybe
feet
we
down
were-
the ravine.
So the 3 next to me, I'm gonna take out copper and put them on their eyes and say a little silent prayer.
Okay. Mark
So
off
that's
6
copper.
copper.
So do we head towards the meteorite to set up the tiny hut, or back into town, into one of the ruined buildings?
So there's 7 vultures, giant vultures that landed on the cloud castle. I don't know if the 9 vultures that landed on the cloud castle, and I don't know what they are. That's all I saw. And then a dove dropped from the earth,
And I like show him the dove that with the U branch and everything.
that was kind of what let me know that maybe something was wrong. I thought we'd go far away from this place.
I don't know how to read nature like you do. That's what I take away from
It's
this.
mostly feeling.
Did we do what we wanted to do?
I don't think so.
I mean, but we are not capable of actions.
Not in our current state.
Do we go back to a caravan? The caravan wasn't at a city, were they?
They're
Yeah,
not,
they
so.
they're at a different.
Right,
city.
in the like the igloo tunnel city.
Yeah.
So we can go back to them.
But it's about a day's travel.
I think we should eventually.
It took us a day to get down to here.
Yeah.
They're only-
Really? Okay.
They're only waiting a couple days.
And it's still basically the night that we arrived. We basically went in, started a battle, talked for a
That's
little
why
bit,
I'm
went and
wondering-
battled, went into a place, battled, now we're leaving.
That's why I'm
It's
wondering.
maybe been like 2 hours since we arrived.
Yeah, you guys haven't been in town very long. It took you a little bit of time to sneak through to find Deshara stables, but not that long.
What's the igloo town again?
Hundlestone?
Hundlestone. Took us a day to get down from Hundlestone.
Yeah.
Okay. We just rolled on the encounters and fast traveled, basically. Okay.
There's nothing of note, really.
Right. And
Unless you want me to sit here and describe like rock formations to you.
Yes, outcroppings and such.
That'll be the title of the episode. Yes, outcroppings and such.
I just in my head this image of Terrence slapping Philip.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
Quick answer, guys. The city is still teeming with mercenaries. You can see some burning buildings back in towards town.
Well,
I think we
this
need
guy.
to get the hell out.
I think we should go back to the town of Hundles.
Yes.
And to
remember
take
that
it like a 24-hour naps.
you left your horses tied up on the north side
Oh,
of the
we
city.
had fucking horses and all these things that he conjure,
Mm-hmm.
like weasels and grumpkins.
Those disappear at dawn, by the way.
Ride hard, motherfuckers.
Sounds like a plan.
So let's get a move on.
It's pretty late. It's probably about 1 in the morning now.
Bring on the exhaustions.
Alright, yeah.
We
I'll
don't
wait
have.
for-
Well, it's
Wait a minute for Austin.
at least 3 versus 4 and 1 absentee ballot.
Could we, you hear Bobble pipe up and go, can we take a short rest real quick? Maybe just get back to the stables and hide in the stables?
For 40 minutes, okay.
Or we can even go to the woods. Let's just go to the woods north of town.
I think the woods are probably better.
Okay, let's do that. Let's just get up out of the quarry. We'll skirt to the outskirts of town, and then we'll hit the woods, get to our horses, bandage our wounds real quick, and then be done.
Okay.
And ride north.
Doesn't he get back like half his spell slots? No, that is wizard. It's not elves.
Yeah, but he's still
Bobble does not like being without his spells.
exhausted though. I really think we should set up a tiny hut and rest.
He doesn't have
Does
any
he have that
spell
spell?
slots. He
He
used
has
them.
his
He can
ritual.
ritual cast tiny
Oh.
hut. It takes 11 minutes.
Okay, let's go to the woods and
Let's go to the
Take a
woods.
hike.
Are we gonna long rest in that tiny hut?
But
Yeah, you get 8 hours in that thing.
if we
I think
do
we should.
that, then we'll be too late to meet up with the caravan in Hundlestone.
They were only waiting 2 days?
Yeah.
Guess I thought it was longer.
Maybe there's only one road, we can catch them. If we do a long rest here, and then we go to road and head north, we will find the caravans.
I'm just saying there's a good chance he'll get even more.
We're on the
exhausted.
10 trails right now. They're gonna be taking the northern means.
What?
They're gonna be taking a different trail. Going out of Hundlestone.
Why don't we take
We
these
could,
trails?
we could, I mean, we could catch up with them. We're pretty fast.
This
We're
is what
definitely
I
faster
am
than-
saying.
Okay.
What happens at 3rd level of exhaustion?
You die.
No, that's like 6.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Okay, we'll go to the woods. I'll cast Tiny Hut. We take a long rest.
I like.
Then we get the 2 horses that we have. We go. 2 ponies.
Well, how many hit die can we expend if we just
What-
do a short rest?
As many hit die as you want.
All
That
of
can-
them.
That can do pretty, that can do.
You have
pretty-
6 hit die.
Yeah.
So.
But also,
But also.
none of us have any magics.
No.
That escape would have been
We're sitting ducks right now if we get attacked.
super tricky.
I agree.
Can you bring a horse in the hut?
No horses in the huts.
But I can,
They poop all over the place and they can't sit on the couch.
use Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow. During a short or long rest, I can touch a point in space and create an invisible 30 feet sphere.
That's not as good as a tiny hut.
Can I put it around the hut and the horses?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you?
I'm through it.
Everybody go ahead and make stealth checks real quick to see if you can sneak through town without attracting any attention.
I think we
Do you-
still have pass without a trace. Cause it lasts for an hour.
Okay, everybody add 10 to your stealth scores.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, everybody rolls 2. I want to roll 2 also because I have a chainmail.
Oh yeah.
That is 12.
12. Okay. Tabaxi,
37.
37.
Rolled a 2.
God tier stealth.
22.
22 and Gabrielle?
31.
31. You guys all managed to get back to the northern edge of town, about 300 yards out from the city. You find the area where you had left your horses to graze. What were their names? Buttercup, Captain Crunch, or something like that?
I have it written down somewhere.
Only been about a month. You guys managed to get to your horses. Bobble begins ritual casting Tiny Hut. After 11 minutes, it goes up. Anybody want to do anything else before y'all take a long rest?
Help him cast that shit. Put my
Takes
hand
him 11 minutes to do that, but he has to stay inside there.
Yeah.
So he's probably not casting alarm beforehand because we're just trying to get this shit done.
Well, this one's casting an invisible sphere, so we don't
Yeah.
even need it.
And since I have trance,
Doesn't matter.
after,
We're sleeping for 8 hours.
I
and
know,
it is
but I'm just saying,
visible.
like after 4, I can, make sure nothing's going on outside.
Monitor, not monitor, but yes, monitor.
Well, I remember we had that stone that lets us know whether or not somebody's like spying on us. Do you remember that? Have we used that?
I haven't used one at all yet.
I haven't either.
I got two, I gave you one, right?
Bro, what?
The stones that Zephyros gave to him to let him know who's watching him while he sleeps.
Mm.
No.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Hmm?
Just because this is.
19.
19. Even with your limited magical training, you're pretty sure that
I
if
got
you're.
those shitty note cards.
Yeah. You consult the flashcards, and you realize that because being in the tiny hut, you're in a demi-plane while you're sleeping.
They're not gonna do anything for
If,
us.
yeah, you're not.
We're already protected.
You're already pretty protected from scry.
Okay.
Sweet.
So you're not going to be able to tell if anyone is watching you or not while you're inside the tiny hut.
Question. If,
Yes.
If we cast, or if you cast, Lehman's Tiny Hut while we're in a caravan, can we move?
I believe it stays in a fixed point.
It does, and if he goes outside of it,
Yeah.
it collapses, it's gone.
What if we're still in it?
Even though technically, if you think about it too hard and realize that we're on a rotating world, so even a fixed point is still moving at thousands of miles an hour.
Wait, D&D's world is the same way?
I mean, I assume they have night and day, right? You have to
I
have
thought it was
numbers.
just sitting in the middle of space and the sun rotates
Sun
around it.
revolves us around you.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I just invented the heliocentric model of the universe accidentally.
There's a hypotenuse that you have to consider.
Yeah. Pythagorean theorem.
Tangents.
Don't forget the quadratic equation.
Yeah. Trigonometry.
Y equals mx plus y.
Sounds like a great. That sounds like a great YouTube gun channel. Trigonometry.
I'm pretty sure I heard it from somebody. That's too good for me to have made up on my own. So, as you guys all settle in and take a long rest,
That's
you're
what Miller
exhausted,
said.
you bandage your wounds, you're in an invisible sphere protected by druid magic. You have gotten away alive this time.
This time.
Everybody,
This
go ahead and
time.
take a long rest.
Before our long rests, we have maybe like 4 hours downtime, also plus 8 hours sleeping.
Depends how long you all want to take on your long rest. You guys can tell me.
Hey guys, I know you weren't in this fuck place with us, but I have many loots,
Oh, okay.
and maybe we can look at them. Wait.
I mean, I have eyes. I
Yes.
can see well, but
Oh.
I don't know anything about.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Little meta, real quick. These are just notes of what I saw rotating. I'm just gonna I'll keep it on here and we'll just deal with it later. But the 2 spell scrolls that I picked up, I'm just gonna hand those to Bobble and he can figure out what they are later.
Bobble has to complete a long rest before he can identify anything.
I mean, just sit with like arcane.
Oh, okay. You just want to take.
Cause you know,
Take
if you
an
like,
extra hour
you can
with
take an
him.
hour or something.
Okay.
Okay. So the 2 spell scrolls, I'll just give those to him and he can figure them out later.
Okay.
I have a bottle with a toenail in it. I know what that is.
Okay, that's
I
Bottle
don't
of
know.
Hill Giant Strength.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I didn't know exactly. I knew it was a potion of strength,
Hill
but I
Giant.
didn't know exactly which one. But I do have. I have this stone with some making. Whoa! It's got like an odd light on it, and then the desk staff that I picked up.
Okay.
So, and I would actually kind of like to sit with the holy symbol and the scimitar, but I'm not like super. I need to do that right now.
Okay.
But if we want to take an hour apiece with each one of them, I think we could all bang one out in an hour and then go to sleep.
Okay.
I had some of my own stuff,
Okay.
if possible.
So let's just go by first hour. Who's looking at what?
I'm gonna give the staff to Dwayne. I'm sure he wants that because he made me pick it up at the risk of my life,
Yes.
and he can identify that his damn self. I'm gonna hand you, if you don't mind. Do you have something that you want to do? If you wouldn't mind taking a look at the stone, because I'd like to look at. Do you have something you want to look at?
I'm really good with stones and things like that. I mean, I don't know about magic, but I don't have anything. I was just coming in because I was.
Actually, then I'll give you the stone and I'll give you the scimitar to look at.
Okay.
It might not be what you. I mean, it might not be something you use or know or want, but you'll know.
It's shiny.
You'll be able to tell us what it is, and then I'll take some time with the holy symbol that I picked up.
Okay.
What was the name of the daughter?
Deshara.
Deshara. Alright, so I still have her necklace. Actually, I'll hand that over to you. I'm still writing it down, but I know that I've handed it over to you to hand to your dude.
The symbol on her looks like that.
On the holy symbol?
Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Skull crown.
That's what was on the shard?
No, that was on the
Oh,
paladin lady we
okay.
killed.
Yeah.
And I picked up her holy symbol and just stuck it in my pocket.
So it was a tabaxi that was black, and then the paladin, what was she? What was
She was a tiefling, but half of her face had become a skeleton, like the flesh had been stripped.
And the Tabaxi was a dark monk.
She had
Like
that
moved with
dysentery.
the shadows, but was able to fuck us up monk style.
You know how Mary Kate and Ashley look now, where they're just like,
I think that was maybe 10 years ago, but I don't know what they look like anymore actually. So.
the same.
The same?
Yeah.
Way too much.
So
And
part
the
of her
Scarlet
face
Witch
looks really
looks so
gone,
good.
or it actually
No,
was
it's
skeletal?
skeleton.
Okay, so
She old?
half skeletal,
Younger.
half,
And the other half was red tiefling.
okay.
She also wasn't a child star.
We're talking about Elizabeth Olsen and how
Yeah.
she's the best Olsen?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the best.
The best Olsen.
But younger still.
She doesn't look.
Oh
like
no,
a
no one likes younger women. No one likes their women in their 20s.
I feel dirty at work. This chick who I know is like 18 came in her
Careful what you suggest,
Sunday-
careful we're on
her
Twitch.
Sunday best. It was a little red dress. Like if you were my age and you showed up in that, it looked like you didn't go home last night. But she was in with her family from church. That's what she wore to church. Just this tiny little red dress.
I didn't go to her church. Not true. Not true. I love Jesus.
I will also need.
Okay, so hour one, who's looking at what? What are you looking at?
Yeah, you.
Multiversal artifacts and you,
Multiversal artifacts and you.
a book that I picked up
Sure.
in the library.
You take an
Are you
hour
looking
and
at
scan
him?
through it. Go ahead and just give me a straight up intelligence check. Or you can use history if you want to use history.
He's the.
You're a Tomb Raider, so
8.
8. This is deep theoretical magical information.
Okay.
That maybe you can convince Bobble to teach you up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's like me trying to read a grad school thesis on, comparative astrosphincters or something like that. It's,
What the fuck are you reading about astrosphincters?
well, I mean, somebody told me to look at black holes.
Fair enough.
Good God Almighty.
Your mind's in one place today, huh?
What are you looking at? Literally, what are you looking at?
I'm checking out
Bubbles.
the holy symbol.
The holy symbol. Make a religion check.
For a cleric, -1, so an 11.
An 11. This. I'm going to give you a pretty easy one on this one because you would know this. This is the despicable, rank, abominable, heretical faith of Velsharoon, the Lich God.
I can sell it. No. 5 silvers, please.
Taking this into a merchant and attempting to sell it would be like walking in and throwing like a pentagram on a table and being like, hey, you want to buy this pentagram? It's blood soaked.
We had to go to an occult shop.
I found this in a
Or-
house where the walls
Yeah,
were
no,
crying blood.
Yeah.
Will you like to buy?
Velsharoon is abhorred by Celeborn because anything that disrupts the natural cycle of life and death and burial and passing on as such as undead.
Oh, yeah, no, I hate undeads.
Yeah. It is, this
Well,
was a paladin
interesting.
of the undead.
Krot was, at one point, before he went down, Krot was indifferent to undead. However, after returning from unconsciousness and
Yes.
a little something, I am
This
going to
This is a
cast
lead.
I'm a fucking, it's a
This
lead.
is letting you know that there is some sort of cult of Velsharoon that is at least active enough that they had a paladin, an Oathbreaker at that, meaning that they were able to turn someone else's paladin.
I have
into-
become angered.
Yeah. They had corrupted some other faith's paladin and skeletonized. So, bad news. What are you checking out, brother?
Scimitar.
Scimitar. This is a +1 scimitar.
Okay.
Solo?
You can use scimitars, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. you can use scimitars. That's actually one of the weapons.
So it'll be +1 to attack and +1 to damage.
Yeah. So
So 0.
double
So
check
0.
that in your equipment, but if you go to add equipment and you just put in click weapons, search scimitar, scimitar +1, you should be proficient with it. So you should be able to use that pretty easily.
You get your prop bonus too on
Yeah.
that.
Gabrielle.
Checking out the rock and also pondering whether or not I wanna go back to the Griffin stables and get me a Griffin.
Okay. Ponder.
Sorry, the lady that took care of these died. Can I have one of them?
Just saying. First, I'll check out the rock, but.
Okay. You don't have to roll for it. It is a +1 piece of sling ammunition.
Oh, nice.
So it's
Was it on
basically
light?
a holy
It's because it's +1.
holy ball bearing.
I give it to Dusty.
You give it to Dusty. Dusty, you have a +1 ball bearing until you hit a sling. There you
One
go.
single +1 ball.
One +1 ball bearing.
And it's gonna go far.
Where'd you find this?
I'm gonna use it.
I punched a wall for it, and then I hated all my friends. And they hated me, and then we all died, and then we came back and we like each other.
I'm gonna go. I'll be back soon. Catch you later.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is. Are you completing your long rest before you go back?
Well, I guess we're doing this before we take our rest, right?
Yeah.
I got like half my hit points. I did accidentally press my long rest already, but I haven't.
We'll just say that you guys complete the long rest.
Okay.
Bobble staff.
Bobble
Desk
staff. He is furious, pissed off, indolent, and he won't tell you why.
I will strangle him.
Okay, you pick the gnome up and you begin strangling him, and he points the staff at you and points it in your chest, and it begins to glow as it gets closer to you. And then he points it at Cabbage, and it gets a little bit closer. It glows also as he points it towards Cabbage, and you hear him kind of squeak out Bart Simpson style. Clerics and druids only.
Okay. Then what is it?
Staff of healing.
I gave you this is a sign. You guys, when I die, but not die,
Yep. Let me double check my notes.
killing Var.
Yeah, staff of healing.
Did you have anything, or do I?
No, it's in the.
No, the thing that we talked
Oh,
about.
Go ahead.
This is one signs. Is it a one-handed or versatile or two-handed?
You look it up.
Okay,
I-
staff of
I don't
healing.
have. Yeah, staff of healing. I don't have the stats in front of me. I wrote this a month ago.
When I go to other sides, Kalimvor come to me, and he say, "You never do the killing death I want," and I say, "Cause I never want," and he say, "I have to make a how do you say in like a old this not now but the time that comes before he do a thing where he make a arrangement. I don't kill for him, and he say he'll find someone else to kill, and now I can be nice like I want."
Oh, okay. So this is like a lapse in a contract, or
This is no, I don't make a contract. He come to me when my parents were taken by the slave people with me, and then they separate, and then I fight, and I find them, and they are already dying, and then they die in my arms, and then the guards come in, and I'm crying, and then I feel like the darkness, and my parents come back, and I like kill all the fuckers, and they kill all the fuckers. And then Kalimvor's like, well, now you kill all the fuckers too. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. But then he make me do it, but I don't do it.
okay.
And so now he say, you don't do it, so now you can do other thing, and now I make everybody feel good.
So you're released from your bond with Kalimdor? Awesome.
No. Now he is my best friends.
Like you worshipped him, and he thought he
No,
was supposed
I-
to be doing one thing.
I
but
don't
instead he
worship
was-
him. He always sees a fucker.
So how do clerics work?
It always talks.
He
How do you
come.
work?
He make me take a power to fuck, like with a black cloud.
Mr. Quackers gives me similar power.
Yeah, all right.
I got some herbs once that did that.
Me too. But now, this staff is like a gift from the Calembers. This is a sign that I'm not just hallucinating on maybe plant bubble put in my mouth when I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm so very excited. I can make happy times for all my new friends. We have almost died together, and now we are the best friends. We will be called the super duper friends. And happy times. I can have staff, please. Yes, Bubble, thank you.
Okay.
Meta.
Yeah, yeah.
Little meta. I had been personally RPing that basically Krot did not have access to any helping, aiding, healing
Oh,
spells.
gotcha.
And now, after we take this long rest, I'm rearranging my spells. and everything.
Because
I don't have to change any of my character or anything because he's a grave cleric.
Yeah.
Now I just get to be like the happy time, fun guy.
Sure. He
he was
you were
doing the
pretty-
side of the balance that was put people in the ground, and now he's doing the side of the balance that is
Yeah.
keep them out.
Gotcha. So you were self-imposing a restriction on your healing spells.
As Brandon, yes.
Gotcha. I feel you.
So
Understood.
now, because I wasn't killing as much as he wanted me to,
It's like, screw it. Fine. Do that stuff.
he's
yeah.
like, okay, you're on the other side of the balance. I found somebody else to just fuck everybody up.
Gotcha.
So, and then as soon as he gives me step healing, I'm like, perfect.
Nice. Super.
So I go night and come back
That's
in the
been in
morning.
there this whole time. Like I was kicking myself in the butt. I was like, I really wish they'd just stop and grab that staff because they could have used that.
Yay.
Fight.
Okay, so
Real
staff
nice.
of healing.
Yeah. You might want to take a second to look at this. Let's go ahead and take like a 5-10 minute break. It's 8. It's 8 o'clock, so let's take like a 5-10 minute break. Let me get another glass of wine. If you'll look up staff of healing, everybody. Actually, real quick. Anybody else have any other items they want to identify? I'll tell you what they are right now. That way you can start putting them into your D&D Beyond.
I mean, unless you want to tell me if Dwayne wants to spend time with those spell scrolls, but those are the only other 2 things that we have.
We can do that later. I'd rather do that later.
The martial arts scroll and her clockwork.
Martial
arms.
arts.
Her clockwork arm. It's gnome tech, tinker tech, so it's gonna be, figuring it out, like even how to operate it would probably take you 8 hours.
Okay, so I'm at least smart enough to know that Whip made it.
Yes.
That's blue.
And the martial arts scroll, is there anything I can, like, first glance, do I have an idea how long something like that would take to study?
There's no techniques in there that you're not kind of at least somewhat familiar with. It's mostly for hip throws, how to perform gouges, blows to the neck and stuff like that. It's mundane. There's nothing key
Kind of strange
oriented.
that he was just carrying it.
Got that, but I mean, spending charges off that instead of
It's
spell
flavor.
slots is pretty fucking dope.
Sure.
Yeah.
Multiversal artifacts and me.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of
Maybe.
books.
There was
This is a sign.
known
Not
history of Windukes,
Yeah.
the
Yes, yes,
Vati,
yes. Give me it.
generals of the abyss, and the geography of Etch.
I've got a soup tone.
Keep it.
I'm gonna fight you with it.
I'm going to fight you with death. I haven't slept yet.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Let's take a break. You like that?
Fair enough.
Joke's on you, I don't have any spell slots. Neither do you.
Nope.
Toll the dead. throw a smoking black bell at your dome. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Don't make me take off my sunglasses.
Burninating the peasants, burninating the countryside, burninating all the people, and I thought you were conscious. Tegan thinks that is the
I have
funniest
left the
thing.
tiny hut.
If everyone sits around in the tiny hut talking about this mythical dragon known as Trogdor, which haunts the far eastern lands.
I will have no more this Trogdor. I know this bitch. He's only for burning native peasants, so I leave now. We will never speak of him again.
You're done with your long rest, everybody. You saddle up the two ponies. How are you guys doing travel arrangements and marching orders? Gabrielle is gone. You remember she had said that she was considering going back in order to get a griffin.
And we
Are
leave
you
her.
going to turn into something that can travel so the rest of us can ride on the horses, or?
Yes, Trogdor.
Wait, did she take a horse when she
What
left?
did I say to you?
She going on foot?
No, she went on foot back into the town.
Okay.
And said
the
leave
break
us
of the
while we
dawn.
go.
She said she had her own business.
Why do I have to turn
I don't
into
know her
something?
well enough to know. Cause you're able.
You can turn into a horse.
Our other option is to throw fluff balls until we find something.
Can I?
I don't know the CR ratings,
I don't
but
either.
It's like a quarter.
I
A
think
horse
Dra-
is like
yeah,
a quarter.
horse is like a quarter, yeah.
Okay.
You can turn into
But
a
what
horse.
about Dwayne's little or bubbles?
so we can do that, but there's 2 horses. And if we don't get the right thing, then it's just him riding on whatever small thing we get.
And Bobbles at level 1 exhaustion. No.
So the other thing that we can do
We have
is
2 horses.
There's 2 horses.
Someone text Dwayne and let him know he can take off 1 exhaustion.
He can ride. I gave him a long rest
Yeah.
because I got
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So
Um,
if we got 2 horses, again, I believe I asked this last time, but why can't like me, a regular sized person, and you, a small person, share the horse?
He's a
I'm not a
backseat.
small person. I'm a
You're not.
cat.
Okay.
He's not a small person.
I
So
know
there's
that.
3
The
normal
two,
size
the 2
and
gnomes
1 small.
can share a horse, but you're down 1 gnome. And you can't have a full-size person and a gnome on a horse.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That was my question.
So
I just thought you were a tiny cat. I don't know.
no, it's just
No, he's not like Puss in Boots from Shrek.
Human-sized cat.
He's a human-sized cat.
okay. So he's
You've
down
been
to
playing for
level
3
1.
months, and you just realized he's not Puss in Boots.
Yes.
Half gnome, half tabaxi.
Okay.
So what's he disadvantage on
No,
ability
I'm
checks
just
still, but his
What that
movement's
would look like.
normal. That race out of there would have been a lot different if we
What,
had
you know, mom and dad.
remembered. I'm just letting you know. It's okay though. Holy shit, what the fuck is up with this guy? Advantage on intelligence against magic, wisdom against magic, charisma against magic. Against harmful gases and vapors. +1 saves because of his cloak of protection. This motherfucker.
He's slowly been accumulating pretty good stuff over there. He actually low-key has a way of getting his hands on pretty good stuff and just like not making a scene about it.
We also hand him a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, he's indolent and mad that he can't use his staff. He absolutely would want to be able to use that staff.
Okay, so
I already
equipment.
gave him
That's a
stuff.
rare magic item, isn't it?
It's
like-
blue, yeah.
It's blue, yeah. That's how
Okay,
magic.
where is
I'm
this
into it.
fucking? Where is his weird
My scimitar's green.
bag of shit?
The bag of holding?
No. No, the little.
Oh, the
Discuss
animals?
amongst thyselves.
It's tan. Okay. So he's got 3 charges, and they reset at dawn. So
It is now dawn, and it has reset.
this is 10. So I would roll a d8. He's gonna throw a puffball on the ground. 7. He got a giant hyena to ride around on.
Okay.
How big is a giant hyena? Because if so, one of us can ride that.
We determined that it was large enough to ride. I think that's
For a normal person.
for a normal person.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because then he can throw another one. Then we each, 2 of us have a horse, 1 person has Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them,
It
right?
is large, so yeah, someone can ride it.
Okay, I'll ride Ed. And then.
A giant cat riding a giant rabid dog.
Hyena. And then he also throws out a black bear, so he will
That's
ride a
mine.
bear, I guess. Or
Pookie!
Okay, so hyena, black
That's
bear,
two
of us.
horse,
and horse.
and Bubbles on a
Hey,
horse.
Pookie!
Yeah.
He's still Pookie, but.
Does Bubble know how to ride a horse?
I don't
I don't think
know.
we've ever seen him actually ride a horse.
He's always like in.
He rides a bunch of other animals.
Yeah.
I'm always carrying him in a couch.
Is it harder to
With
ride a
his
horse
mouth
than it is like
and my
a
Gatling gun.
weird ass bird?
I'm just noticing that we've never seen him ride a horse before.
It's true.
So.
Does he sit like feet forward or does he try to
He rides side
saddle?
saddle.
He rides backwards.
He rides side saddle.
I don't need to pay attention. I have servants.
Just holds the rope.
All right, as you guys head north, go ahead and roll a d100. Or no, roll the encounter die. I'm sorry.
20.
Let him do it.
Yeah, roll d20.
Cam, you should roll a d20.
Okay.
You should do this.
Super low.
You can do what you need to do. Right in the middle.
Should be good.
10.
10. The trip north is uneventful.
Woo!
Just so you guys know, the way I do this is for each like chapter we're in, I set my encounter numbers. I pre-roll
Mm-hmm.
them, and
If we hit
if you
that,
can, yeah. So it's not just to keep it interesting. It's not always encounter guaranteed on 19 or 20 or whatever the ratio is. It changes, it moves, and I move it around.
it's like a clairvoyant wizard,
Yes,
kind of.
it's
Yeah,
like the
your
orc
pre-rolls.
wizards. Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad you know about that because that almost came up this session. So,
oh yeah?
Oh my.
divination wizards.
Yeah, those fuckers.
Portents.
I watch way too many different shows. I have little bits of so many
They
classes.
can ruin your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Nah, that's gonna be it too.
Yeah.
No, that my roll that was a 1, we're gonna call that a 20.
Yeah.
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
They get 2 of them, but they get like 2 per day.
Yeah.
That they roll and then they can just jivvy up throughout the day how they want.
Whoa. Kitty Katzen.
Faye is here. Faye is rarely here. Okay, we roll back into Hundlestone.
You travel back into Huddlestone.
Is
You
that right?
see this city of squat buildings with a small wall around it, tunnels connecting everything. You see the butchery, you see Sheldon Supplies, you see the stables, and the armor. You also see the temple district with the 3 shrines, the large common house, the workshop.
Ooh.
You guys do what you need to do. I need to use the restroom, and I know what I'm doing in town.
You guys arrive in town. It is, once again, pitch ass black. It's about 11, 12 at night. You guys have been traveling all day.
Okay. Well, just for the sake.
You notice the caravan is still there.
Okay.
Outside the Red Goat, you can see some of the caravan guys that you've been palling around with are still there. It looks like they haven't quite left yet. They're drinking, carousing, yelling.
What's the name of the main dude?
Main dude? Captain Emmett.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Puppy. I'm gonna walk up to Emmett.
Emmett Keller. Yeah.
Hello, I am Grot. Do you know me?
Yes, you came down with us from Bryn Shander.
Okay.
Glad to see that you guys got back. Where's the rest of your company?
Oh, man.
You
I eat them.
you ate them.
Yes.
You've only been gone a day. How did you possibly eat 3 bodies?
I'm very full.
You're putting me on. Okay.
Yes. Yes, they are doing fuckings. We leave the girl. But
Oh, the little one who was always bothering me about trying to drive?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, she asked us to drive many horses and things, but we say no, so now she go away. I think she's trying to find one of these flying bird lions.
A griffin. A griffin.
Yes, bird lion.
Bird lion, yes.
Has the body of a goat and the head of a snake.
Yes.
Okay,
that's
but
a chimera, but okay.
when do you go to the south?
We're leaving in the morning. Heading down to Luskin.
Okay, this is a good news because so are we, I think.
Fantastic.
I
We love having you guys with us for protection. Everybody feels.
Now I protect
I talked to
you.
Bobbert the other morning. He was saying that how much he really enjoyed having
Do you
guys
say
come.
Bobbert?
Bobbert.
I have many business
Guy
in
who likes
temple.
macrame.
Yeah.
Do you think this temple will be upset if I come and I show them this and I hold up the holy symbol?
I don't know what that is. Is that supposed to mean
I
something?
mean, like, are they awake? Because this is a very evil important, and I need to give it to them so
there's-
we can destroy every all bats.
To my knowledge, there's not really a temple here. There's
You
just
said-
these shrines that have been set up.
Oh,
They're just kind of outdoor areas where people come and leave offerings.
Meta, I may have misunderstood you. I thought you said it was like a temple district.
Yeah, there's what I call the temple district, but there's just 3 individual shrines.
There's
statues with
Sharp
small
Snowflake, the woman in gold, and
Yeah.
the 8-foot woman.
There's no like
with a
enclosed
bow.
building that has.
Okay, is there?
There's no clergyman or anything.
Have I noticed, or maybe I can ask him if there are like some holy people in this area?
No clergyman that I've seen, other than nope.
This symbol is manly fuck you. Okay.
Manly fuck you.
No, manly fuck you. Like many.
No, I've traveled with some people who are into the, if you understand what I mean, but that's not quite
This is
something.
bad.
I didn't realize that had a god.
No, this one is don't have words to tell.
The god of manly fucking?
Uh,
The word you're looking for is sodomites.
No.
He's trying to say that this is very fucking evil.
Oh!
This one.
Oh!
Yeah, you know my words.
Oh, okay. Yes, well then if it's very evil, we could
I touch you with it.
bury it.
Probably not.
I'm
That's
touching, I'm
cold.
fine.
That's cold.
By the way, I know they're not here, but Krot is visibly looks a lot healthier. Like, no more like black blood veins everywhere. He looks like he's actually, you haven't done much, but he looks like he's actually had like healthy meals for like a year. Like,
Bacon beers?
yeah, paired with bacon beers. But he definitely doesn't look like he's a sickly like wretch anymore. But maybe like a little black from this thing. I touch. It's very bad. I want to give to.
Bury it in the woods.
Oh no, this is too much power. Someone finds they become more evil fucks.
Well, then lock it in a box. We've got a box with a lock on it around here somewhere. We can
Yeah,
find one. Go into the inn and ask them for a lock box or something. Buy one off of them. Or you can buy one from the Sundry store when they open up tomorrow morning.
I will keep.
Okay. Well, we're leaving at daybreak.
Okay.
Isn't there a temple in Luskin anyway?
Several. Many powerful.
I will.
In the
but-
party town?
Yeah, well, you know how it goes when you party. Sometimes when you're done with Saturday night, you want to wake up on Sunday morning and go talk to a priest.
Who is this? The person in this town who you talk to protect town?
The protect the town here in Hundelstone?
Yes.
We have a sheriff, but I can't say that I've ever met him before. I think old Grigori at the stables just thumps anyone on the head that causes any trouble.
You don't have a sheriff.
The guy at the stables, that's who he said.
Okay, I'm going to go have another meeting with this gentleman.
Okay? Are you taking the horses back to him?
Yes.
Okay.
I bring you many presents.
As you walk the horses back in, he rolls his eyes and goes, "Oh God, I should have known that you were involved." Ugh.
Did I not pay you for the horses?
Yeah, let me give you your 10 gold pieces back. He goes over and opens a drawer.
Because we rent. Or did you guys come with me? Or are you
No,
going
I-
off to do your own
I
thing?
went into the tavern.
You go into the Red Goat Tavern. Where you go?
Straight to Thwips.
Okay. I didn't know we were getting gold back. But I'm just gonna. Okay, thank you for the golds.
All right, certainly.
I have told this guy, tell me you protect the town.
If anybody causes any trouble, I hit him on the head.
I have this.
Is that what you call protecting?
Your town many dangers.
It's in danger. Where'd you find that?
Your town many dangers. In Meteor Town.
Fire Shear.
Yes. It is on fire.
It's on fire.
There's many bandits. Many robber men. And also one little short guy who always laughing. Also he has a thing walking with him that looks like a tall owl.
I'm going to.
And then we kill one cat and also one half dead bitch, and I take this from her. And this is many evils. Your
Yeah.
town in danger. One day's ride. This town is fucked. Protect yourself.
We need to.
And I'll put it back in my bag and walk away.
And you see him run towards the fatty candle.
You think we fuck you up with some tiger? Be careful, man.
He pulls his cloak up around him. You can see this bristly white beard. His eyes scale down, and he goes marching at a quick pace over towards the Fatty Candle Inn. You were going to go visit Thwip.
Yes.
As you approach the store, you can see that the lights have been turned off in the front of the shop. You walk up to the door and you pull on it, it opens. There's a light chime from the doorbell as you walk in, but everything's dark and you don't see anybody moving around.
I'd like to move forward and gently, possibly as quietly as possible, so like stealthily if I need to, leave her necklace and the clockwork arm weapon on the counter.
So you're trying to leave it without being noticed?
Mhm.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
24.
You do. You set it all on the counter and you move back and out of the shop without making a move.
Okay. And I'll head over to the. You went to the tavern?
You're keeping the sending stone and the clockwork dog though.
I'll head over to the tavern and meet up with him.
Okay. You walk into the Red Goat, you all sit down and this big human guy comes over and goes, "Hey, you missed the show last night. Figured you came in with those caravan guys. You didn't, what y'all been getting up to? You all frankly kind of look, and kind of looks you over and Cabbage, he looks at you. Had to go around errands, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Where's your little friend Nona?
Just looking
Why
for
do you
Griffin.
care?
Just curious. She was nice when she came in here, tipped well.
She said she had business to take care of. I don't know her well enough to pry.
Well, the ale's good tonight, and
Hi, I am Krot.
hey, Krut. I'm
What
Brian.
is your name?
Brian.
Brian. I like this name, it's very good.
I'm fond of it. It's worked well for me so far.
You know,
Do you want to trade?
what do you have to trade?
Names.
Oh,
You wanna trade names?
we did this.
You can be Brian now.
No.
And I'll be Krut.
No,
No?
no.
Oh, okay. Well, darn. I was kind of getting excited about the idea of being Krut.
You can have. I also keep. It is like.
Well, then it doesn't count. If you're still
Yes.
Krut and I'm Krut, then people just get
So
confused.
do you say if I have one
Two people
candle,
have never had the same
if I
name.
have a one candle and a fire,
Uh-huh.
it needs a good fire, and I can see and read the many book,
Mhm.
and you have a dark house, and you come to me with a candle and say, I cannot read my book, and I say, hey Matt, my candle can also be light for your candle, and then I'll put the fire in your candle.
Are you talking about docking?
Both of these are now less good. We can both be Krot.
Yeah, but the whole point of a candle
know
is
what
to
that
give
was.
light. The whole point of a name is so you can identify individuals. So you be Brian, I'll be Krut.
You're only Brian. You have no other Brian.
That's cool.
He turns around
feel
and
like
reaches
he's
back
hitting
behind the
on
bar
really
and he
good.
grabs a bottle of brown liquor. He sets it down on the table between you guys and he goes, I like y'all.
Do you have a bacon for this?
I don't have any bacon for it. Unfortunately, I only do that when I make Bloody Marys. But,
I am not too particular.
here, start with this bottle. I'll work out something. I'll just overcharge the caravan master in order to make it up. But,
Are
I
you
kind of
from-
like to eavesdrop on your stories for the rest of the night, so.
Are you from Caravan?
No.
We
I
haven't
run this
seen-
bar.
How many people are in the Caravan?
10?
So I would have noticed if he was in the Caravan.
No. This is the proprietor of the Red Goat.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were. Hey,
We're in the
well,
tavern.
We've
awesome.
got Emmett,
Yeah.
the bard with dreadlocks, Thuna, Horace, Ulin, and Bobbert.
Yeah. And then there's a couple of unnamed caravansmen.
Bobbert, who
And
was
that
the
chick,
macrame.
I don't know who that chick is, the half elf.
Althea.
Altathea
Oh, Thea, took a shot.
and Rupert.
And you went
Thea.
with Althea?
Thea's correct.
Yeah.
Have I seen this guy before?
Yeah, he's been in here.
He's the
Working.
Red Tavern's bar. Bartender.
Red
Yeah.
Goat.
Okay.
Or the
I'm the
Red Goat.
guy who had the Red Goat that I sold in order to buy this tavern.
Did he bring me the bacon beer earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I know him. Okay,
Mhm.
sorry.
But I only do that normally for Bloody Marys. When I have a little left over, I put it in the beer.
What kind of
Nice
story
try.
you will like?
What kind of story? Y'all just talk amongst yourselves.
Have
I've
you-
got to stay awake until about 4 before my wife can come down and take over the cleaning. So
Hey,
it makes the nights go by faster if I have something interesting to listen to.
have I ever tell you about the time I pull the possum tail.
You pull the possum tail.
Yes.
Is that lingo for something?
Yes, I pull the possum tail and he goes, and then I'm like, oh, Kalembor is real. And then,
It sounds like something
and
he
then
did in his room by himself.
go away.
You know, I've got a story about a possum. It actually happened to my dad. See, we used to have this farm out down in the lowlands, and my dad clubbed a possum that he caught roosting around in the farm one day. Picks it up and he puts it in a burlap sack, right? And he throws it on his cart because he's gonna go and he's gonna dump it in the old ravine. But he'd forgotten he had volunteered to pick up old Miss Litwicky and take her into town so that she could see the alchemist, right? So he's got this cart loaded down, and in the back of the cart is a burlap sack that Miss Litwicky doesn't know there's a possum in there, right? So my dad's driving Miss Litwicky into town, and he turns around. The possum is chewing a hole in the burlap sack. And this old lady is just talking my dad's ear off, right? And so the whole time he's just trying to play it cool because he doesn't want to bother the old bird, right? Just drive into town. About the time they get into town, they pull up in front of the herbalist, right? That possum takes off running as soon as the car stops, jumps out of the cart and takes off scurrying through the town streets. Miss Litwicky looks him dead in the eye and goes, "Oh, honey, your possum's getting away." "Who the fuck keeps a possum?"
This reminds me, and I reach over and I grab Bobble's bag of holding and I open it up and a flame skull comes out.
You think of the flame skull?
Yes.
And you let it go?
It comes out, but then as soon as it comes out, I throw the bag back over it.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
Seems
Cabbage!
right.
Cabbage!
Nope.
Dexterity check.
No, you called for this one.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Everybody roll initiative.
Cabbage! Roll initiative.
Fuck
How?
yeah.
We're in a
Did
tavern.
so well.
Bobble.
Yeah, you think fights don't happen in bars?
Roll initiative. I'll let the flame skull out of the bag.
For
Son
some
of a
reason.
bitch!
He tried to catch it again, but he didn't do
I
well.
rolled a
did you-
natural 1.
Why did you do that?
Because he was telling us a story about a possum in a bag. And I was like, oh, like this.
It's not a possum!
Far from it.
Okay, that's gonna be pretty good.
Is Bobby with us?
Yeah.
Or do you want to
Yeah,
say
'cause
that
I
he's
took the-
not?
Well,
Bobble has already gone up
Good.
to his room.
Wait, well then,
You kept the bag, I guess.
okay,
It's easier than trying to.
okay.
Alright. Flame skull is
He's going up there to copy some spell or another.
alright. Go ahead and radiant.
6.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Crot
10.
and cabbage.
7.
7.
Okay, so just between the two of you. The old cabbage. Alright, the flame skull comes out and he has had a long rest, so he's immediately going to cast Fireball.
How many people are in this tavern?
Oh, it's pretty early in the morning. There's only maybe 2 or 3.
I thought it was nighttime.
Well, it's like 2 in the morning now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's early.
It's the barflies.
Yeah, it's the guys who hang out.
The one ratchet girl and the 2 dudes.
I don't want to go home to my wife.
You know she's gonna get raw dogged here in about an hour.
Run a train on it.
Yep, and
Eiffel Tower, that shit, or whatever it's called in this world.
I need dexterity saving throws all around.
Mage's Tower?
Oh, just got all that back.
It's night. We'll get a long rest if we don't die.
Alright. Dexterity saving throws.
6.
6. 27 points of fire damage. Crot.
12.
12?
Yeah. 27 points of fire damage.
Yeah, 27 points of fire damage.
26.
26 on dexterity saving throw, half damage. 13 points fire damage.
Okay.
Alright? and it is Krup's turn. As all of a sudden, as the flame skull emerges from the bag, it immediately lets off a fireball centered on itself and just blows all of the tables. Several of the caravan guys who have been staying up drinking get blown against the wall. You see the bartender, Brian, is just like T2 Judgment Day disintegrated as he's blown back.
Brian is fried.
Brian's fried.
Oh no.
I try to catch the flame skull again with the bag.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
God damn. 8.
Nope. That's your action. Bonus action movement.
Healing word.
Okay.
On me.
This front tavern portion leading up to a couple of staircases that go to the second story area that's kind of closed off. This front tavern portion is probably only about 30 foot wide by about 50
Dude, we
foot.
can't bring you anywhere.
Basically 3/4 of this room and everybody in it that is not you and the flame skull have just been obliterated.
Including the caravan?
All the caravan workers, the 2 of them that were drinking in here, and the proprietor are dead. They
Do
are.
we know which caravan workers it was?
None that you recognize as having talked to previously.
Okay.
So not Ulin or Bob or Chorus.
So they don't matter, fuck.
Fuck the plot armor.
Emmett's still outside. These were the red shirts. These were the red shirts. But you are down.
Weirdly,
to-
they were both wearing red tunics before this.
Yeah.
I cast healing word. I'm done.
Okay, you're done. It is Cabbage. You're up.
Cabaggio. Where is the? I guess it doesn't matter. The flame skull in relation to me. What?
It is. I mean, it is right there.
Oh,
It's
thank
within
you.
5 feet of you, brother.
Okay, he's broken.
Yeah. No. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna turn into the bear.
Okay.
Boy.
Yeah, Pookie's gonna try and fuck some shit up. And I'm going to attack the Flaming Skull multi-attack.
Okay.
So, let's see, 1d6. Let's do... Awesome.
Is that 2?
Yeah.
Did you roll for an actual
No,
attack?
no, I didn't. But I'll leave that anyways. Okay, so 17 to hit.
17 to hit. It's gonna go ahead and use shield.
So you miss.
So you
Okay.
miss.
Awesome. So then
As you go for it, are you swinging with
Bite.
your bite? As you bite forward, there's this wall of magical force that all of a sudden appears as you try to clamp down on, and your teeth just slide down it.
Alright, now it's time for the claws.
All right, you swing with the claw.
Claws gonna get you.
Did this thing
Or
come back
maybe
with
not.
the same health it had before?
So that's 10 to hit.
Oh no, because you said it had a long rest.
I'm sorry, say again.
10?
10 does not hit.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. It is Dusty's turn.
Take the bag from him,
Mm-hmm.
attempt to catch the skull.
Okay. You grab the bag from him and you're going to throw it over the skull. Okay. Make a dexterity check.
11.
Nope.
Bonus action, disengage and move to the opposite side of it.
Okay. You move, and
I guess I don't really have to disengage.
you don't have to disengage. You can just move around the side.
But I want to do it, like, front flip over.
Okay. You kick up onto this wrecked, the embers of what remains of a bench, and you use that to vault yourself into a flip over into the other side, so that you are flanking the flame skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the flame skull's turn. It's going to.
Survive the encounter at the beginning, too.
I need to double check.
I don't want to leave every town worse than we walk into it.
I have a plan. The plan is just a list of things that'll happen. Just say it. Fact. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Okay, so you guys are sitting next to each other. He has flipped onto the other side of the flame
I'll
skull.
flip you.
Okay.
Flip you for real.
As you guys watch this flame skull, its teeth begin chattering, and you once again hear this. Oh, and the eyes begin to glow, and this ball of flame appears between the two of you as it summons a flaming sphere. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, finally. $21.
21 succeeds. You take 5 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
Nope.
You take 10 points of fire damage.
Poor
As a bear.
Yep.
And it is going to go ahead and try to move and fly out the door.
Oh, catch
So-
that shit. God damn it, crap.
I'm going
Anybody
to-
want to burn their reaction in order to
Yeah.
read it?
I'm gonna attack it.
Okay, what are you attacking with?
The bag.
Can I? Can I attempt to catch it in the bag as a reaction, or do I need to like stab at it?
Sure, you can try.
Okay. Dex check is 16.
16, use a shield. Bonk.
Okay.
As you go to put the bag over it, it's gotten clever to this trick because it's not an unintelligent. Yeah, it's actually got an intelligence of 16. It's relatively smart. It's figured out what's going on. It throws up shield as you attempt to attack it. Anybody else taking a swing?
Thing's definitely smarter than me.
No.
No?
As a reaction,
No attack of opportunity.
can I? It would just be the one attack, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, why not?
Okay, take a swing at it with your scimitar.
I'm a bear.
Oh, you're a bear? Yeah, make a claw attack at it.
Okay. 22.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
2d4. Six.
6 points damage?
Yes.
Okay, got it. As you smash into it with your claw, it's been hovering in the air. It kind of flutters for a second and lowers before rising back up, the green flame that wreaths it once again becoming intense. And then it continues and it flies completely out the front door and 10 feet into the street, laughing the whole time. As it goes past the threshold, you all of a sudden hear this, "Ah!" as you realize Captain Emmett had been standing out there smoking his pipe and he's freaking out.
Oh, jeez. Over to Jeebus.
It
I'm gonna.
is-
I can still use my movement.
No, that's
or-
that's the flame skull's
Oh,
turn.
that's right, just reaction.
I will.
You can cast spells as that until a certain level. You're right.
You
I was just gonna follow it
described him as disintegrating, but can I still use Revivify on Brian?
He's a burning corpse. Yeah, you can.
If I use Revivify, is the quality of life gonna be?
He's gonna suffer. He's a burn victim. Do you want to be a burn victim?
How bad a burn?
Like hand grenade just went off burn victim.
So like worse than Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all one. He wasn't lucky enough to only get half.
I mean, he was sitting right there.
Yeah.
It's a 40-foot diameter spell. He got engulfed in flame.
You just had to.
What do you want to do?
It's crop for you. I mean, it's pretty on brand. Hey, check it out.
Maybe we need to let this one go.
Let it go.
Indecision has.
Destroy the whole town?
You stand still. It went outside.
Mass Cure Wounds.
Master wounds?
Yep.
Whatever.
What about the two that were further away? Also just melted?
Yeah, they were completely surprised. They're just blackened shadows on the wall now.
Nuclear.
You can smell that scent of like burning human flesh and fat and hair as the scent of burning hair enters your nostrils. You're like, ugh.
You hate cats, aren't the biggest fan of pork.
Everybody gets 12 hit points back.
Technical question.
Yes.
Does any of that, like, if that will heal me up more than for the bear, that doesn't spill over into
No.
my normal form?
Oh shit! All right, well I know that now.
Oh, he only got hit for 10 from that sphere. Oh, you mean you thought you could heal his normal form?
Let me think about it.
That's okay. I'm back up to
20
full on the bear.
So Brian had like less than 24 hit points.
Most commoners have 1 hit die.
Right.
Remember when I tried to just knock someone out in town and you told me I straight killed him?
I don't remember you saying non-lethal. You didn't say non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
I did?
No, you didn't.
I'll go back.
Most
and watch.
commoners are going to have
It's not there.
somewhere between like 4 to 8 hit
I was trying to
points.
like knock him the fuck out. and
You
not kill
didn't
him.
tell me that because I was like, definitely remember.
NPCs, no points characters.
Yeah. Yeah, no one in this room other than you guys had any class levels, so no one was basically prepared or able to defend themselves.
They were basically prepared.
Okay, Krot, what are you doing?
I cast Mass Cure Wounds.
You cast Master Wounds. Anything else on your turn? You get movement and bonus action.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Cabbage, you're up. Dusty, you're on deck. Be thinking about what you want to do.
Where is the skull?
It's about 10 feet out the front door.
Okay.
You can see it floating as it hovers down the road.
Gonna go after it and use my multi-attack again.
Okay. What's the movement on
So
the bear?
Emmett just sees this flame skull come out and a bear chasing it.
Bear has 40 feet.
Yeah, okay, you're able to catch up with it. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Remember, it does have shield.
Okay, so that will be 18 to hit.
Just hits.
Nice. D6 plus 2. Hell yeah, 8.
8.
8
So
piercing
that's a
damage. Yeah.
8 piercing damage.
I'm
Okay.
gonna remember that next time you roll something and go, oh, sweet.
I'm not lying.
I know. It's just fucking-
It doesn't seem as effective as what you think it ought to be.
Okay.
As you bite into it, like your teeth are trying to crunch down on the bone feels like it's been fortified with some sort of dark magic that makes it hard for piercing damage to really.
Yeah, grind your cheek
Great.
against the tail like a weird cat.
Bullshit.
So go ahead and take your swing with the claws.
Okay.
I know my cat does the same shit. It's always in cheek.
17.
17 misses.
Dang it. Alright. That's it.
Okay. It is Dusty's turn.
He's up on it, right?
It is
5
40
feet?
feet away. It is 40 feet away from you. 45. actually.
And he is right up on it.
Yeah, Cabbage is right up on it, and that's like 45 feet in front of you.
Right. I am going to move 25 feet,
Okay.
and we'll go 30 feet. So that I am 15 feet away from it, and I'm going to throw Rosebriar at it.
Okay.
With advantage because he's up on it, or just...
If anything, he's got half cover because he's blocking you.
But I get sneak attack if I hit because he's up on it.
Yeah, but you're not hidden or anything.
No, but you get something for having an ally within 5 feet.
Yeah,
Oh.
sneak attack damage. That doesn't mean
Okay.
you automatically get advantage though.
Oh, that's fair. 13?
13 does not hit. As you throw Rosebriar at it, it goes wide because you're trying not to hit the bear in the shoulder. You just kind of miss, and you go off to the right, and it zips back into your hand.
So bonus action, move right on the other side of it again. Run up and this time kind of slide around it.
Okay, so you want to slide around it to the opposite side?
Yeah.
So you can flank
cutting
it?
action dash
Okay.
to do that.
Okay, you dash over to the other side, so you're flanking it.
Pittsburgh Town.
Okay, that is back to the Flame Skull's turn. It is, let me check this here. And the flaming sphere that had been next to you
That's what it was
drops as it loses concentration on flaming sphere.
Okay.
Being a little bit irritated at this chicanery, it is going to go ahead and upcast Magic Missile. All at you. The one who threw Rosebright at it. So,
For the sake of my reaction, those are each separate, correct?
yes, they're each. It's 4 magical darts all of a sudden emerge, and they auto hit.
But okay, I know that, but the uncanny dodge that lets me half, I would only be able to half 1 out of these 4 darts. Or how would that work? Hits you with an attack, you can use a reaction to half the attack's damage against you. Is it considered 4 attacks or 1?
You know, I would have to go and look that up because that's a very good question. I'm going to rule for right now that you can have all of the damage, but just we'll put a pin in it, and I might, moving forward, there might be a different ruling on that Jeremy Crawford has made. But I'm going to say right now you can have the damage
Okay.
because it's one spell. So that's 4.
It's kind of fucked.
What I can do?
No, it's fucked that you didn't even hit him and he's throwing all that shit at you. I actually clawed his ass.
Hmm?
So that's 13 points of damage. You're using Uncanny Dodge in order to half it.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 6 points of damage to you.
Maybe he just doesn't consider me a threat.
And he is going to continue retreating, and he's going to move 40 feet down the street to the south. He just kind of immediately cuts out and around. Does anybody want to try to take a swing at him? You can't
I
because you already
can't.
used your reaction.
I would like to, yes.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. Are you making a bite or a claw attack?
Claw.
Claw.
15.
15, it's going to go ahead and use its last shield.
Okay.
And it is protected. Okay. It is Crop's turn.
I'm gonna run out the door, chase them. One of them is further than the other.
You can get right to the door because you have 30 feet of movement. So you're about 10 feet away from them. They're out in the street, and you see another 40 feet off to your right.
How far away are both of them?
I'm, like, there was one person in between us, so it's me, 5 feet, him.
Yep.
10 feet, I guess.
He's just outside the door.
Healing word on this guy.
Okay.
It's gonna be a level 2. That's gonna be 10 points. Return to you.
Okay. Cabbage, you're up.
Thanks.
It only moved 40 feet away.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll up on it.
What'd
Okay.
you
You keep
Multi-attack
chasing it.
What'd you say?
You rear up and you go to dig your teeth into it. Go ahead and make your roll for your bite.
Kitty. Kitty.
And
15.
that's how you healed me.
Yeah.
Negative.
Okay.
You're trying to get at it, but there's this magical ward around it.
15 again. Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action to revert back into normal form.
Okay. You turn back into Cabbage the gutter elf.
Yes.
Your clothes are looking exceptionally dirty and patchy. Some of the stitching is coming loose on some of the
When
areas
you're
where
a
you...
bear, do you look kind of disheveled as well, like patches of fur missing, or are you
Yeah,
just,
there's fucking leaves
or are
and
you just
brambles
clean
and all my
as
shit.
fucking? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're still kind of gutterish as your
Yeah, man.
animals. I dig it.
And one of my eyes is like kind of askew.
Explain some of the attacks.
Clouded over.
I've got glaucoma. That's why I use this herb.
It ain't nothing but a cigarette.
It's like weed.
Alright. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. And Dusty.
I'll run forward with cunning action to catch up to it and attempt to put it in a bag again.
Okay.
Some
Put a bag on
fucking
it.
Make a
let
dexterity check.
the skull out of the bag. Hooray! That's a 10.
Nope.
Fuck yeah, getting closer.
Sweet.
You're getting better. We're not going to say closer, but you're getting better.
Getting better all the time.
Okay.
Back to the Scolio.
Skull time.
I need to fucking do something, man.
Scoliosis.
realizes it's out of spell, so it's gonna go ahead and first thing first is it's gonna dash 40 feet. So, anybody wanna take a swing?
No.
I do. Cause I'm right up on it. So Rosebriar. Fuck yes. That's a natural one.
Yeah, as you throw Rosebriar, you accidentally throw it towards him. Go ahead and make an attack roll against
I was right up on it. Why am I throwing it at something that's
Yeah,
right
I
in
don't know.
front of me?
I don't know why you did that.
Okay.
No, you make an attack roll against him.
Okay.
Oh.
17.
17, make a dexterity saving throw, beat a 17.
Be surprised
Even
when
with
they do
your
it at
bonus,
advantage.
man.
Nope.
Not
Roll
even worth
damage.
looking up your bonus.
Bonus. Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Now, it wouldn't be sneak attack, because he knew you were there.
But he wouldn't know it's coming at him.
No,
Why
I
are you
would-
doing it?
I would know
Why
it's
are you
coming at me.
saying the things
I wouldn't
that are coming
understand
out of
why.
your
Why?
mouth?
Because why are we doing it this way? This doesn't happen with all the natural one rows, but it
Uh-huh.
did with this one. So I'm just leaning into it. Why the fuck not?
Just leave.
You haven't,
6 damage.
you haven't rolled natural one with Rosebriar yet.
6
You
damage?
Yeah.
Yes, you take.
Okay.
6 points of piercing damage, it sticks into Cabbage and then back into your hand, into the scabbard. And the flame skull is going to finish dashing. It's now 80 feet away from
Okay. Okay.
you. Krog, you're up.
How far away is he?
80 feet.
From you,
Him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cabbage?
Yeah.
Cabbage is only like 40 feet away from you.
40.
40.
Did you move towards it the last time it moved?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
And so did you.
I know, because I went up to try to fucking
Yeah.
stab it. And evidently threw my dagger as I tried to do this. I did this.
It slipped out of your hand.
Yeah. Rosebriar.
Instead of this, I did this. It's weird
But
that the
maybe
movement
you
changes.
stumbled. You were trying to do this and you. Ah!
I will reach out. You get 12 points of health back.
Hey, grazie.
Okay, anything else on your turn? You want to chase him out, or you stand in the doorway of the tavern? Burning, smoke-filled tavern as the blighted bodies of people who are just having pleasant conversations burn and simmer behind you.
Well, they're probably all sinners anyways.
I'll run back in and start looking for water to put out the flames.
There's a bucket of water behind the bar.
Okay. Is there a large flame?
There's not a lot of flame, actually, because the fire was so fast
Okay.
that it didn't really have time to like ignite everything. Because you know sometimes
Except
you
for
can
their
have an
bodies.
explosion and it'll set a few things on fire and burn them, but the bodies are more simmering because the fat is just crackling and rendering down.
There's some bacon.
Yeah, you're hungry for bacon.
Some chicharrones.
Some pork crackling.
Okay. I'm done.
Cabbage, you're up.
Terrible. Technical question. As a reaction, can I use a cantrip as a reaction?
If you have Warcaster, why? What do you?
Well, just in future for future
More
reference.
if
You have to have a
technically
certain
reaction.
feat. Yes, but you have to have a certain feat in order to do that. You
Okay.
can take that when you hit 8. There's a spell that basically allows you to use a one-target cantrip. There's a feat that allows you to use a one-target cantrip like Thorn Whip or something like that.
Right.
As your reaction attack.
Okay. Cool.
Normally, no, but it can be done. That's something that can be built.
Okay.
And that's actually a really dope feat anyway. It gives you advantage on concentration checks also. So your ability to keep your spells up is pretty good. And since you kind of like to get in the mix on things anyway, that would probably actually be something for you to really look at when y'all hit level 8.
Okay.
Would
I
be
disagree.
Forecaster. Okay.
Okay.
Look it up. See if you like.
I will. It is.
I'd get it if I was a real caster. I might still get it.
I'm
as
a real
partial
boy.
caster. Right, Pinocchio?
So the flame skull is 80 feet ahead of you. It seems to be heading out the south side of town, back down the path y'all came. Y'all came up when you were coming into town.
Keep going home.
What would you like to do?
I would like to. Yeah. I would like to cast Entangle on this skull.
What's the range on Entangle?
90 feet.
Okay.
That's intriguing to me.
What?
How do you restrict movement of something that's flying through the air?
Hovering, that's what I'm checking now.
No.
Can't be prone.
That's okay. I'm just curious.
Entangle
It's
makes it
restrained.
restrained.
Yeah.
Okay, and he has to make a strength check against it?
Which
He will fail.
Strength check.
Yeah.
This is -1.
He literally has to roll a 19. Yeah, he fails. As these vines erupt from the ground and twist around the body, you see all of a sudden it is completely held in place and restrained.
Boy, howdy. Alright, as my bonus action, I'm gonna do Healing Word on one.
Hold on. Is that 2 spell slots in one turn?
Yeah.
Bonus action. Oh, okay. I got shit. Well, then I'm not gonna do that.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Call me out on my bullshit, man. So I'm going to move 30 feet.
30
Towards
feet
him.
towards it. Okay, so you're 50
And-
feet away from it now.
Then I'm just gonna chill.
Okay, you hang out. Dusty, you're up.
Crowd, will you go inside and wake up Bobble, make sure he's not getting smoke inhalation, and then I'm gonna use.
I'm already inside. I ran inside to look for a bucket to put out the fires.
So I'm yelling. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm
Okay.
yelling.
Okay.
Make a performance check. This is a freebie. And I just like performance checks.
Because nobody ever uses them.
No one ever uses them. Yeah.
Natural 1.
Natural one. You're inside, you've got the bucket, you're using it to put out some burning benches and chairs, but you don't hear anything.
And I don't hear any kind of acknowledgement.
Nope.
Then I will use my movement, my action as movement, and my cunning action as movement to run inside and up the stairs as far as I can get towards the room.
You run the 40 feet back to the door, 30 feet back, that's 70. How many feet of movement do you actually, you get 90?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you can get up to the stairs, up to the landing, and you can see the door to Bobble's room is probably about 20, 30 feet ahead of you.
Just start hollering.
Yeah, you start screaming.
Baba, a trail.
Okay. Is Bobble a pretty heavy sleeper? We haven't determined that. Is Dwayne a heavy sleeper?
No.
No, light sleeper.
Bobble's perception is +4. I'll see his passive. It should be 14
Almost
then, right?
Should be
Burning down his
14.
apartment.
Yeah,
now.
so it's 14.
Ironic, or imitates life. You notice up here, there's not a whole lot of smoke because there's an open window at the end of this hallway, so that's venting some of it. Yeah. Okay. We're back to the flame skull's turn. It's gonna twist around and look at you, and it's going to. Well,
It's still 50 feet away from me,
it's
yeah?
still 50 feet away from you. Oh, I'm sorry. It has advantage against that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is where it says it. It says Father of the Year at the start.
It is gonna cast Mage Hand
Oh.
as its action and flip you off.
What's a
And
flaming
that's about-
skull's mage hand look like?
It just looks like a
skeletal
flaming hand, flaming skeletal hand, this green flaming skeletal hand.
Is it the lazy one?
No,
Or is
it's
it-
intense.
Does the flame like shoot up even higher
one.
when he does that?
Yeah. No, it is aiming at you right
All
now.
the flame just consolidates onto one finger.
Right off the tip.
As it just burns.
It's like
this
Ghost
flaming-
Rider's dick.
This flaming hand.
What did we decide the name of this one was?
Ghost Rider's dick in that.
What was the thing he said earlier?
Which one?
I don't know.
This episode.
And it is, it's gonna just kind of have the hand float there, almost like a baseball mitt in front of its body.
Outcroppings and
Das,
such.
das Rotkraut? No.
No, it's
Das
outcroppings. It was
Rotkraut.
outcroppings and such.
Anyway, it's getting late, and up there. Okay, Crut, you're up. As you are you're sprinkling water on some of the burning benches and stuff, the front door's open, so smoke is poured out of it. The bar top is
The cat ran in and
mostly
passed you.
destroyed.
What?
So the cat ran in and passed you up the stairs.
Yeah.
Didn't notice.
That's because he's so stealthy.
By the way, the Tressum, I went back and checked, it was not with you, it was with Gabby, so the Tressum is still alive, it's just with her. The
Okay.
winged cat. Yeah, because we had brought that up last time we played, that cat is still alive, it was with Gabby.
For the best.
That's good.
She seems a lot smarter than most of us.
Cause
Smarter, stronger.
I had thought it died
Harder,
in the
better, faster, stronger.
first flame skull attack, it is still alive.
There's the name of the
as
episode.
as I'm searching the area,
Is that legal?
putting out flames,
Probably not.
any embers still smoking?
You've got it mostly under control,
Okay.
I
Harder,
mean,
better.
Are,
things are simmering, but
Is-
it was a flash fire.
is there
It was a hot flash.
either on the table where we were, or perhaps an empty tankard and a tapped keg behind the bar?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a tankard, I'm gonna pour some ale from the tapped keg and slump down behind the bar and just have a drink.
You do so. Cabbage.
Is Crow
Yes.
yes.
Your
feels
turn.
guilt or remorse? Not Loki.
80 feet still, yeah?
You're 50 feet away from it.
I'm 50 feet.
I was just trying to relate to him about something
Okay.
getting out of a bag.
So-
it's very Crow-like.
I'm gonna move up 30 feet, and I'm gonna use Thornwood.
Road cry.
I thought the range limit was 10 feet. No.
Thornwood's 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay, go ahead and make an attack with Thornwood at advantage.
You are gonna fucking die.
Attack. Attack.
Attack roll.
Attack. With advantage.
Big boy.
Figured.
Well,
I
alright.
only see one of those. Is the
That's
other one the
great.
same?
It's 6.
Ooh.
Not
So that's-
awesome. Where's that 9?
That's a 6. You can see there's a tiny,
There's a dot. I'm
there's a
guessing.
tiny little line right there.
Okay.
That's the 9.
Okay.
6
Doesn't
plus.
matter.
6 plus
What's your spell cast?
0?
Shouldn't be.
Oh,
plus
Thornwood.
6.
Plus
12,
six?
12.
12 does not hit.
Alright. So now I would like to do bonus action healing word on me.
Okay.
4 plus 3. So 5 to me.
Okay.
And that is all.
Okay. It is Dusty's turn.
Head down the hallway. However many feet it is to Bobble's door. Open the door and check on him.
He is sleeping peaceably. He just kind of grumbles and rolls over in his bed. He pulls this large fur that's on the bed up over his body further. You see, does he have Mr. Quackers? You.
He did laugh.
He did last.
Because
Mr.
of
Quackers
the
is
shower.
set on the nightstand.
You hear him mumble, "It's my goddamn staff."
Is the window open?
No, the window is closed.
I'd like to open the window just to make sure, just a little bit.
You,
So that
you
if any smoke
crack the
comes in.
window and shut the door behind you on the way out.
Mhm.
Shut the door behind you.
And then head back downstairs. I don't know. I guess I'll have 60 feet of movement because I'm guessing it was an action to do
Yeah,
all
you
that
can
other
get
shit.
right down.
And just I guess see him sitting behind the bar. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know how the
No,
stairs
I
work.
slumped down.
No,
I,
You don't see him
just
around.
didn't know the angle of the bar versus the stairs.
it's like a round bar.
Okay.
It's one of those ones that has a little swinging door on the back
Just-
side of it.
Smelling the fat.
Kinda
and
like a
not,
Big Shot.
Not big on pork.
Think about heading back to the fatted candle.
Kind of. Yeah.
Ironically.
They like me.
Yeah. Fatty Candle now applies to about half the patrons at this place.
Jesus Christ!
Build up the honor of justice.
Morbidity.
I just turned into the good guy.
Alright.
Sure.
Cabbage and the Flame Skull are going to
Seems
continue
like
to do battle
it's gonna be a
as
little
the
bit more
Flame
tempered.
Skull is going to make 2 eye attacks against you at disadvantage because it's restrained. First one's miss. I'm assuming 10 doesn't hit, right?
No.
Second one is 11?
Nope.
Nope. As these 2 eye rays shoot out of it, but because it's being held by these branches and briars that keep moving it, it's not able to really line up on you, and both rays just go off into the distance. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to do? No? Okay. So we're gonna go mano a mano now. Because
Okay.
you are 20 feet away from this thing. Its eye rays have just missed you. What would you like to do?
Nuke.
I'm going to what?
Nuke.
By the way, is
It's a
Entangle a
fire.
concentration spell? Just so I
I
know.
mean, just use your level 3 attack spell.
Let's see. Up to 1 minute, yes.
Okay. And it is concentration.
Yes.
No problem.
I can't though because fire doesn't work on it. Right? We established that.
You've established that that doesn't work.
I will.
I will say, I haven't straight left, I'm just thinking about the Fatty Candle and how nice that place is in comparison to what I'm seeing here.
To all the other fatty candles around you.
Yeah, I'm using it.
I'm gonna use Thorn Whip again.
Okay. Go ahead and make a spell attack roll with advantage.
Yeah, I like that one a lot better.
That'll hit.
21, yeah. 2d6. That is 7.
7 points of damage. As it struggles, you can see that you're beginning to crack inside. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a magic spell, so it's fine. Actually, no. What type of damage does Thorn Whip do?
Piercing.
Really? Once again, it does not seem to be as effective against it as what you think it ought to be.
Okay.
As it takes 3 points of damage. It is its turn. It's going to take its attacks at disadvantage because it's restrained. 12 hit. And a 10 again. So it's just shooting rays off into the night, trying to get you as this spectral finger keeps swaying back and forth, flipping you off. It turns around, and then it turns back, and then it acts like it's drilling down, and then it pops back up, and then,
And then another hand appears.
Lining
it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is taunting you. It is your turn.
And how far away is it from me?
20 feet.
20 feet. I'm going to move up 15 feet and use Thunderclap.
Alright.
So you have to beat a Constitution of 14.
Constitution
How do
14.
you thunderclap? I'm just
I
curious.
twerk, baby.
He twerks. He turns around.
That's the answer I wanted.
Turns around, starts wiggling his ass, and then drops it down. Boom!
You better believe it. You better believe it. And it fails that con check.
It was the answer I wanted, so thank you.
Drop the bear butt.
That's gonna be a 10, matey.
10 points thunder damage?
The squares of
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to do a lot of good. You can see it's starting to fracture and break around the eye sockets. It leans back and screams. The mage hand blows
Yeah,
out
why
of
not?
existence.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Okay.
it is its turn. It's going to go ahead and try to eye ray you.
4. 5.
That's not going to work.
6.
launches 2 eye rays at you. It is struggling. It is furious. It knows it can't break the
I mean,
entangle.
I
And
can
so
see
it
from
is
here,
just trying to
but I
hit
don't
you with eye
understand
rays,
why
and it can't
is.
seem to quite get an egg. It's your
Does that
turn.
make sense?
Yeah. I'm
I don't
gonna
know enough about
thunderclap
the language
again.
to understand how
Okay.
the characters work.
And it's
all
going to make a con check. Negative.
Like if you look at if you're Chinese, if you see a character you don't know.
10 again.
There's no
10?
like.
It is
sound it out.
it is just barely on the edge of being together, so it is going to go ahead and struggling fitfully. It is.
I've seen diagrams of that before. Between like Vietnamese and Cantonese.
Nope.
and Japanese.
Vietnamese uses the actual alphabet.
Negative. It is shooting eye rays off into the distance. It is your turn.
And what's the other one? They
Thunderclap again.
Like that.
Okay. Gotta make a con check.
Yes, sir.
Con save.
Wrote them all down, so you can at least recognize what.
That's gonna be a nat 20, so that'll be 22.
Well, damn.
Does he take is Thunderclap a cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes no damage on that turn, right?
Right.
Okay, so he is going to once again eye ray you.
Is it 2d6 at level?
Oh, that's gonna suck. That's gonna be a 24. Roll a 19 and a 20.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 3d6 fire damage to you. 8 points of fire damage. And I need you to make a concentration check.
For the.
You gotta roll a
restraining-
10 or better.
Yeah.
Okay, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Nope.
What'd you roll?
8.
8, entangled drops. And it immediately sprints 40 feet away from you.
Holy shit, that thunder could be heard for 100 feet.
Yeah. As you guys hear this ringing noise going through town, as you've heard several blasts of long peals of thunder roll through the fatty candle, figuring that Cabbage the Druid is doing battle with the Flame Skull. Okay.
Does that wake
Flame
me
Skull-
up?
I mean, you were never asleep. You're just kind of drinking behind the bar.
Okay, but you were doing mano a mano with him.
Yeah. Do you want to run out and try to join the fray?
I will run out and make sure he's okay.
Okay. They have run a good distance from you guys. If you want to go ahead and run 60 feet this turn, we'll say, man, you guys have been running. You ran 80 plus 40, 120. You can get halfway there with 60 feet of movement.
Follow.
Okay.
Living on a prayer.
You both go
I have
sprinting
this for
outside. You see about 60 feet in front of you, Cabbage, and another 40 feet in front of him. So about 100 feet away from you right now, you see the Flame Skull looking really rough. Little chips of bone are falling off of it. The green flame that normally engulfs it has kind of faded.
It's still held.
It is not held any longer.
No, because I lost my concentration. Stupid eye beams.
Okay. We'll just add you guys back into the order where you were. That's their turns. We're gonna go
Said.
Flame Skull, or no, that was Flame Skull's turn, so they're up and running. Cabbage, your turn.
Okay. And it's 40 feet from me, yeah?
40 feet from you. 45, sorry.
That's alright. I'm gonna move 30 feet. And
You son of a bitch.
try to throw with this bitch.
Every time I come for you,
I'm sorry.
Why you run from my loves?
Ugh.
You lovely
Well,
lady loves.
12 is not gonna hit.
Well done.
Okay?
Yep.
And Dusty, you're using your turn in order to run with him. Flame Skull is gonna turn around, and now that it is not held anymore, it is pissed at you, and he is going to make 2 eye ray attacks. The first one is a 12, and the second one is also a 12.
At me?
Yeah. Hey, you, Captain.
Yeah, no.
No, okay. He keeps running, so you were 10 feet, or you were 15 feet away from another 45 feet. You're 55 feet away from him now as he's firing at you and then running. Stick and move, stick and move. This is the longest fucking Flame Skull fight. Okay.
This is how
Croc.
we wanted to end the session. right?
Okay. 60 feet in front of you is Cabbage. Or no, he just moved another 30. So 90 feet in front of you is Cabbage, riding down the southern road. And Another additional 55 feet past that is the flame skull. What would you like to do?
Where is fucking Emmett?
Emmett? He ran off screaming into the night when that thing emerged from the bar.
Like a little pussy.
He is also a commoner. He does not have class. Well, no, he does. I'd have to go back
He's
and
like
check.
a general, right?
Emmett? No, he's a captain, but he's
Captain.
not. He's not even on like Dashara's level.
How far away?
From him?
Yeah.
Uh,
40, you said?
It was 60. He moved 30, so he's 90 feet away from you
30.
now. Okay.
And I don't know what he looks like, but I'm just gonna throw a Hail Mary level 3 healing word.
Okay.
Just, I go, and pull out a ball like, it looks like a ball, but it's elongated on the ends. It has some stitching across it. That bitch down. And hope it lands on him.
And he yells, Pookie.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I'm on the pookie. That is going to be 12 points of healing. As it comes down, it just hits you in the back of the dome, spreads all around you.
Yay! I can feel the love and concussion.
And
Just
concussion.
like football.
Now you have CTE. Go ahead and mark that on your character sheet.
Is he sick? Did he get?
Sexual assault charges were just filed against you. You don't even know the woman, but
You know, I guess if she says I did it, I don't know.
Can't remember anymore anyway. Too many concussions.
there's a dark conversation to have. That's why I don't like talking about these things when they're on ESPN. The guy's like, man, I don't even know that chick. And I'm like, would you though? Would you?
If I don't remember it, it probably didn't happen.
Okay, that's Krog's turn. Cabbage, you're up.
That was a bonus action.
Oh,
to do
bonus
that.
action, yes.
So
You still have your action.
I'll drop my action and
And dash 30 feet closer.
Yeah.
So you're 30 feet away. Or, yeah, 30 feet away from them.
stop running from love. I make a big mistake.
Okay.
It's my turn?
It is your turn, Cabbage. As the skull is 55 feet away from you.
55 feet.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to run 30 feet towards the skull.
You are the worst bear.
I'm not a bear.
I just saw you were a bear.
I
when you
know,
go out
but
the
it's
door.
25 feet away from you and you're
Skull
now
is just leaving town, and we are subsequently also
It is
leaving town.
completely your fault if it murders anybody on the way out of town. Yes.
That's not what I meant. I just meant like it is actively attempting to leave town. is what
Yes.
it seems like, yeah.
It is attempting to head towards Fireshare. You have this.
So now I'm going to use Thorn Whip again.
Okay.
Cantrip?
Yeah. 1925.
25 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
2d6. That thing can hold on to us?
Doesn't it yank it towards him?
5.
I don't know. Does it? Read it to me.
Yeah.
I thought it moved it towards you.
And pull the creature 10 feet closer.
Yep.
Cool.
So 5 damage.
Okay, so it was 25
Piercing.
feet away. Does 5 halved 2 points of damage, but is pulled within 15 feet to 15 feet away from
Cool.
you. It is looking really rough. Really rough. Even though that didn't do a ton of damage, it's already so roughed up that it's getting there. And it is 15 feet away from you. Anything else you would like to do? That's your movement and your action.
Yeah, I'll do a healing word on me.
Yeah, awesome.
+5 to me. And that will be it for me.
Okay, Dusty.
I'm not gonna make you do all the math. Can you tell me if it's like within 170 feet of me?
It was 60. Alright, it was, no, it was 60 plus
You are making
40
me do
was
all that.
100. And it's moved twice. Since then, that's 80, it's 180 feet away from you.
180. I will move 90 feet with my movement, my feline agility, and my cunning action to
Okay.
dodge or dash.
Okay.
And then I will shoot my short bow at it with disadvantage because that'll leave me still
Okay.
over 80 feet away. That leaves me 90 feet?
90 feet away.
I moved 90 and it was 180.
That's another 90 feet.
Yeah, so disadvantage.
9 and 9 is
So that is 17 to hit.
18. 17 hits, yeah.
Did you roll a natural 20 on the other one?
No,
Okay.
I rolled 12 on the other.
You do not have sneak attack on
10 damage.
There you go. How do you want to do it?
Pull back.
Just running, and I see them all like up there, and I see him like kind of between me and it, and it's really far, and so I just kind of like volley shot that after paying attention to Gabby for a while and try to hit that arc.
You do. It comes down through the skull and it just splits it in half. The arrow sticks through and the skull immediately goes to the ground and pins it. Cabbage, you see this, what had been this flaming skull is now just an inert, ink-soaked skull on the ground with this one arrow pinning it to the ground.
I like to think that like the mage hands were like as it fell
Mage
apart.
hands
I know
got
it probably wasn't, but that's what I like to think.
Unfortunately, the mage hands were lost during the thunder wave.
I'm gonna walk over to Stardust. Take his hand. Have us saved the city. Anybody looking? We did it. No, I am the worst.
You hear a drunk in an alleyway go, yeah, and just throw up.
I walk over.
That was my vomiting noise.
I walk over and I cast Lesser Restoration. Does that do anything?
On the drunk?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't feel drunk anymore. Oh, fuck you, buddy. Go fuck yourself, man.
But now you can.
My
drink-
daughter hung herself and she left a note saying I was a terrible father. And I'm just trying to get out here and forget about it.
Yeah, you
and
just can't do it, man.
I'm a holy man. You're always trying to make people deal with their problem. Well, you know what my problem is right now, buddy? You. Go fuck you. And he falls over.
I was about to say, you do not just start another fight.
I'll reach down and grab him by the clothes and start shaking. Now you can drink more. Now you can drink more.
I don't want to be alive anymore.
We're the heroes.
I
of the
should. I
city.
never understood
We're the
girls
heroes
that I
of
had
the
one.
city. We are the heroes of the city. I'm gonna.
He seems pretty unconscious now.
Have to have been the heroes of the city if you hadn't unleashed the fucking skull.
You'll never tell this story.
I'd like to move forward and collect the pieces of the skull.
You collect the pieces of the skull? Okay. What are you doing?
Also taking the arrow, but I'm putting the pieces back into the bag.
You
So
put it
that
back into the bag of holding?
if the guy that was asleep this whole time reaches in there thinking about a flaming skull, maybe he'll pull out a piece of one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You put them back in the bag of holding.
Cool.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
I slowly walk towards the fatty can. Fuck no.
I'm
Even
going
though
back
it's
in.
probably free in the other place.
I'm going back to the Red Goat to drink behind the counter.
Wonder if we still have a caravan. The driver just fucking took off into the night screaming.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Discretion is gonna be a lesson that you need to learn.
I don't know what I expected with a group called Catastrophic Solutions.
But it wasn't that?
You know, I'm really mad at myself for not
I get that
anticipating
figured.
this
For
better.
telling this
Just
story
a lot
about
of
putting
me.
something in the bag and it getting out.
Yeah.
Oh, me
Yeah.
too. I know this story. Crot is.
I'm real happy we don't have Pandora's box.
Not. I mean.
Well, we do have pixie dust, though.
Yeah, we don't know what that does exactly. We have ideas.
Yeah, but we've also got Crot, so maybe we should hide that shit from him.
Well,
He doesn't have any.
Okay.
Crot is.
Unpredictable, chaotic, dangerous.
At this point, I'd say it is predictable.
The
Because it's been fairly
chaos.
consistent. That's like reliably unreliable, you know? I am consistent. I'm consistently inconsistent.
I'm not racist, I hate everyone.
Fucking piece of shit employee. Not bringing anything with me. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Fucking shit, man.
Hey man, we
Just like one session where we don't murder hobo would be super cool.
Hey, we survived.
I know. I was convinced that flaming skull at the end would just kill us all, because it'd be so funny to get out of the one fight that we all thought we were gonna die in, and at the end just have him like release it and then poof, everyone's dead. That'd be fucking funny to me.
Not if cabbage has anything to do with it.
Good job. Way to stay on the fight. I got worried.
Gabby and Bobble would have been out there in order to try to bring you guys back
Oh yeah.
if they could find your bodies.
If they could.
Probably just wake up, walk downstairs, and just a bunch of burning husks and trying to recognize which one's which. And
Hey, you guys.
How do you think Dwayne would react if we just got him back to the next section? It was like, okay, you go downstairs, everything's blown up and on fire. It simmers, and you see 3 corpses in the middle that are burned to a crisp. What would you like to do? Oh.
I mean, you still can do that, because we don't know if he's going to bed where he's going to bed or anything like that. You can still have him come downstairs to 3 corpses.
Well, this seems about right.
It might be said he wasn't the one to blow him up.
Like that meme with the
Well,
dog.
this seems about right.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is
loose
fine.
bodies.
Yeah. Everything's fine. This is fine.
Alright. Y'all have a good
Oh, I gotta order you a number.
see you next week.
Word.
When are they going to move the warehouse?
Take it sleepy.
We're starting now-ish. We just went and looked at the new warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
I see now there are people who have been watching us.
I
Might be
appreciate it.
Colby and Tegan. But, thank you.
No, she's probably studying, yeah?
Yeah, Tegan's pretty